At the end of the tournament between Universe 6 and 7, a beautiful angel from Universe 11 was watching Goku with a lot of intrigue, because the power he possessed was abnormal, because even for the legendary assassin Hit, he was 1,000 years old, and despite this, he could be considered a prodigy, unlike Goku, who could be considered a god of the highest rank. The power of that Saiyan's incredible! I'm not able to comprehend the power it can reach. Goku, upon returning from the tournament, would be affected by the excessive use of power. However, the god Beerus was very thoughtful because, with the technique called Kaioken, Goku was able to give him battle, and even it crossed his mind that he could lose. No, I don't have to let Son Goku stay alive. I can't let him be able to humiliate me. The God of Destruction of Universe 7 was very thoughtful because he wanted to get rid of Goku. However, he would be taken out of his thoughts by his angel Wiz. Mr. Beerus-sama, are you sure what you're thinking? How the hell do you know what I'm thinking? Don't forget, Mr. Beerus, I'm your teacher, so I know everything that goes through your mind. Okay, Wiz, I'm afraid of Son Goku's progress. For that very reason, I want to banish him from Universe 7. I completely understand your point of view, Mr. Beerus, but to be honest, getting rid of Mr. Goku will be the best decision you can make. Really, Wiz? Where did you come to that conclusion from? Mr. Goku is my best disciple, but in the same way, if you have noticed, all the enemies are always thanks to the same Mr. Goku. You're right, Wiz. I won't think much about it so much. Let's head right now to the planet Earth. Both deities quickly made their way to planet Earth, prostrating themselves in front of Goku, who had arrived from his great fight against Black Goku. Mr. Beerus, long time no see! Goku, I'll be straight with you. I want you to leave the whole Universe 7. Even if your friends and family don't tell you, you're responsible for everything bad. Goku would be left very confused, while in the same way a few tears fell from the Saiyan. A mental slingshot would be sent to Vegeta. Vegeta, let's finish with Son Goku, so you'll be the #1 in the whole Universe 7, and I promise to give you special training. Vegeta, out of his thirst for power and the anguish of never having been #1, would throw himself against Goku, who, not having his guard up, would be thrown hundreds of meters. Vegeta, without waiting for Goku to recover from the blow, would begin to grant hundreds of blows to the Saiyan, who did absolutely nothing to defend himself. Die, Kakarot! I hope you're able to find peace. Since on planet Earth we were never able to find peace because of you. Vegeta's great attack would be directed towards Goku, who, at that moment, would react. All his hair would turn a pink color, while his divine energy had risen to the highest. Damn worm, doesn't matter that you proclaim yourself the Prince of the Saiyans. You're just another trash. One more worm. Vegeta angrily rushed against Goku, but this time Goku would use the same technique of Black Goku, cruelly piercing Vegeta's chest, getting the Saiyan Prince back to his base state and on the verge of death. Goten and Trunks, observing how Goku had mortally wounded Vegeta, both children merged intending to attack him. But this time, Goku mercilessly was able to knock them out with only the pressure of his power. Damn worms, I sacrificed my life for you, and all you did was turn your back on me. I swear I'll kill every one of you. Beerus would take a step forward. Son Goku, you better go. I appreciate that you helped us beat Universe 6, but from now on, this is no longer your universe, and if you refuse, I'll destroy you. Beerus, you remember this day forever. I swear I'll end your life. Goku would disappear from the place, going to the mountains, in which he would begin to release thousands of tears. In the same way, his heart began to fill with evil. Margarita from Universe 11 was able to observe everything that happened, would arrive quickly with the Saiyan putting herself in front of it. Goku would quickly put himself in a battle pose. I don't know who you are, but I swear I'll destroy you if you come near. Goku would be surprised to realize that she was a woman very similar to Whis. Who are you? What are you doing here? As far as I understand, there's 12 gods, so in the same way there are 12 angels. You are very well informed about the rulers of the 12 universes. I want to offer you another opportunity, Saiyan. The opportunity that you are free. The opportunity that you have a new beginning. For what? If everywhere I go I always cause problems, I'll destroy everything. You are wrong, Saiyan. From my point of view, thanks to you, planet Earth has been saved several times, so you shouldn't worry or feel that way. I really appreciate your words, but I really don't feel anything. I don't know where I belong. Even my family has turned their back on me. Saiyan, come with me and be a part of Universe 11. I promise you won't regret it. Goku would observe the whole place where he was growing up, realizing that he no longer had anything to do on Earth or in Universe 7. I promise to protect Universe 11 as my new home. In that case, it'll be better to leave this universe right now. Both would go to the planet of the god Belmod, which was very similar to the planet of the god Beerus. However, Goku's gaze would change into one of more enthusiasm, because in that universe, the power of extremely powerful beings could be perceived. Wow, the power of the warriors of this universe is incredible! I can't believe it! And that's nothing, Mr. Goku, because the power of our most powerful fighter called Jiren is able to even defeat our destroyer god. Goku'd be shocked and would say to himself, "This is my new beginning, and I'll make myself too powerful to be able to completely crush the Beerus trash." Margarita would take Son Goku with her god of destruction, who would be very confused. "Margarita, who is this Saiyan?" "My lord, this Saiyan is the most powerful warrior in the Universe 7. The god Belmod would give a big laugh because the power that Goku gave off was not at all hostile. He seemed to have the power of a simple mortal. The damn Beerus. It was always characterized by being a bum, but I never thought that his most powerful warrior would be garbage like this. Goku, a little upset, would give a step accessing the Super Saiyan God, which left Belmod very surprised, because his power multiplied millions of times more. "You want to have a battle with me? For us to check if I'm really weak?" Belmod would take the battle position very seriously, so he would approach Goku. "I owe you an apology. Your power is really great, but I never shy away from confrontation. I'll make you shatter." Both warriors took their distance, but instantly in the same way at sinister speeds, they began to hit each other all over the place. That's right, the power of both warriors seemed to be very equalized. But something in highlight was that while Belmod connected blows in Goku's body, his power did not decrease in the slightest. It was the quality of the Super Saiyan God, Belmod, was able to connect a powerful blow in the stomach of the Saiyan, which would send him to a part of his planet to crash. "You're a powerful Saiyan, but it's time to show you who really rules." Belmod would use 100% of all his power, with which his power and speed had increased in an unreal way, being so much that even on this occasion Goku's regeneration was not enough, since Belmod's blows were so powerful that his body was not able to withstand them. "You are powerful. You'll be of great help throughout the Universe 11. I haven't been defeated yet. Now I'll show you my maximum power." Goku would access the Super Saiyan Rose, which would form great disasters throughout Universe 11, being so powerful that even on this occasion, his power was so beastly that Margarita herself would use a part of her power to place a barrier protecting the entire Universe 11. "I can't believe that a mortal besides Jiren has all this power. It's amazing." Goku, without waiting for Belmod to react, with his great speed, he was able to surprise Belmod with a powerful blow, which made him vomit too much blood, while he felt that everything in his body was crumbling. "I've been able to defeat the god of Universe 11. Saiyan, you are very powerful, but like you, I've never used all my power. So this time, I'll show you the power beyond a god, the power that you will never be able to crush." Belmod instantly would begin to access his maximum power, with which he would accede to a transformation never seen by a god. Only Margarita had knowledge of this great appearance, since her appearance would change drastically, to which we have always seen since the appearance of Belmod would form a complete beast. I've never liked using this form, because the appearance is horrendous. But for powerful beings like you, I have no alternative. So get ready. Goku would put himself in a battle pose, but it would be in vain. Since he was not also able to observe the fists that hit him, Goku would be sent flying, with hundreds of injuries all over his body. Flickering flash! Belmod's speed would triple, with which he massacred Goku in a matter of seconds, leaving him lying on the ground, not able to get up once more. My whole body hurts too much, so this is the true power of the god of Universe 11. You're the second to observe this form. Margarita would approach Goku, healing all his wounds quickly. Belmod would return to his base state, welcoming Goku. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of the Whole, Daishankin was able to perceive a peculiar power in Universe 11. Oh, strange. Its power becomes known to me, to the power of the Supreme Saiyans, that it'll be better to go and investigate. Daishinkan would quickly go to Universe 11. However, he was not able to find anything strange since Goku's power was at rest. Meanwhile, in Universe 7, Beerus had kept his word since he was granting a training worthy of a god of destruction to the Prince of the Saiyans. I hope you're the most powerful warrior, Vegeta. Of course I'll be Mr. Beerus. I'd love to know where the Kakarot insect is located, to destroy it with my own hands. It is a good question, since Mr. Goku has completely disappeared. Returning with Goku, his outfit has changed to a black one similar to black, because the pure heart he possessed had been destroyed, and Margarita had helped with that change. I'm ready. Now I'll release all of my power to start with this big training. At the moment that Goku released his power, Daishinkan was able to feel a much greater power, because he had obtained a powerful Zenkai. Daishinkan, with his great speed, would quickly reach the planet of Belmod, being surprised to feel the very essence of the Supreme Saiyans, remembering how the power of one of them was able to end the life of his father, Zeno-sama. Daishinkan, without warning, had thrown himself against Goku to end his life, but Margarita would get in the way. What's the matter with you, father? Margarita, we must end the life of that Saiyan, because in his veins are the power of the Supreme Saiyans. He is a threat. He's no threat. I won't let you end Son Goku's life. You didn't live in the same time as the Saiyan gods, so for that reason you don't understand anything. But fish with a dirty mortal right now. He'll only do that only when he passes my dead body. Goku was surprised to realize how a person whom he had known for so long was able to give his entire life for him. I don't know what the hell happened, but I'm not gonna let you die because of me, Margarita. But all the beastly power of Belmod would be felt all over the planet, just like Jiren's power. That's right, Belmod has quickly communicated with his most powerful warrior and instantly a lightning bolt that would strike Margarita's forehead, which was the sign from her god. If Daishinkan-sama wants to end this Saiyan, it must be for something, but Daishinkan's presence radiates evil. Margarita, go to the angelic dimension. But my lord, you'll not be able to do anything against my father. You're wrong. We'll be the distraction. I know they'll be able to get out of that place. Margarita, with tears in her eyes and with all her power, was able to create a portal to an alternate dimension. Daishinkan, realizing this, would try to stop them, but both would enter quickly. Now it's just us against you. Meanwhile, in the dimension, Goku was crying because another place was attacked. Goku was not able to withstand his anger, releasing a power that shook everything around him. The incredible power that Goku was releasing was a bestiality, accessing the Super Saiyan Rose full power. The power that Goku gave off would leave Margarita very surprised, which, with her great power, was able to move towards Goku, and with a great blow, leave him out of combat. The power that Goku possesses is incredible. That's why it must be that my father wants to end his life. It's not an ordinary power. It's a destructive and gigantic power. Meanwhile, in Universe 11, Belmod and Jiren were very badly injured, and they wanted to face Daishinkan, but it was impossible for both warriors since Daishinkan looked like the tower that they could never overcome. Damn insects. Because of him, I wasn't able to end that damn life Saiyan. You've never met Son Goku, but I'm sure you'll pay for all this, since we haven't done anything to offend them. Don't worry, Jiren. I've never seen Daishinkan worried. That means Son Goku's power is something incomprehensible to us. Make no mistake, mortals. The power of that Saiyan is still insignificant aside from me, but I want to end his life before he wakes up all his power. Both warriors, with their last energies, tried to throw themselves against Daishinkan, but it was in vain, since Daishinkan at that moment, with a few blows, was able to take Jiren's life, sending him flying to a planet while he would observe Belmod with a very serious look. You, being the second most powerful god, have been able to turn your backs on us. No one will be able to save you, and die knowing that no matter what happens, I'll finish with those damn. Daishinkan quickly, with a sphere of energy, would pulverize Belmod, and instantly he would rise to the top of entire Universe 11, and of a large sphere of energy, he was able to reduce that entire universe to simple dust of space. Zeno-sama must not find out about this, so he better make a simulation of the whole Universe 11. Daishinkan, with his great power, was able to simulate the entire Universe 11. Returning to the Kingdom of the All, however, he was very thoughtful, knowing that the Saiyans had no limit sum. No, it's just stupid. They'll never be able to get out of that dimension. Returning to the dimension, Goku had been able to regain consciousness, while Margarita was very thoughtful about everything that had happened. My head hurts, but Margarita, where are we? What is this place? I feel like my body is as heavy as a planet. The dimension is known as the dimension of the fallen gods. Fallen gods? That's right. The fallen gods could not be erased by the great Zeno-sama, so he decided to create this dimension to seal them for all eternity. Apparently you know a lot about us to be a simple angel. That's interesting. One of the daughters of the great priest is in this place. What happened? I'm dying of curiosity. But how is it possible that there are only 2 fallen gods, if the eliminated universe were 6? Oh, that. I'll explain that to you in 2 simple words. Total destruction. That's right. The total destruction of this dimension left the 4 gods lifeless. Since Akumo and I tried to exploit this whole place, but it turned out to be impossible. Goku would be very surprised to realize how the warrior named Akumo had a Saiyan similar appearance of his. Are you a Saiyan like I am? I thought the Saiyans existed only in Universe 6 and 7. I'm the universe of the Saiyans, and I'm of Universe 18, which was once the most powerful universe in this entire multiverse. I'd like to have a fight with you, since I want to see how much separates me from your incredible power. You leave me amazed with your determination. Why don't you know how to measure power? Sure, but I'm not able to measure it exactly, since I feel like your power, it grows to incredible levels, but equally, it decreases rapidly. So you've been able to realize that detail. Okay, I'll have a match with you. Goku, knowing that the warrior in front of him was a very powerful warrior, would not trust himself and would access the Super Saiyan Rose full power, which left Akumo a little surprised. So, you possess the Divine Key. It's a pity that you aren't fully awakened. That Divine Key is incomplete. I don't understand what you mean, but with this power, I'm sure I'll be able to stand up to you. You have high expectations in your power, so don't let me down. Goku, with the speed of lightning, rushed against Akumo, but Akumo, with a much higher speed, was able to grant him the first blow, making Goku fall to the ground, which, at the moment of standing up, large amounts of blood would come out of his body. That's right, a simple blow of the first Saiyan had been so powerful as to almost knock out Goku. Yeah, that hurt me. How powerful are your punches? Not even the god Belmod struck with such ferocity. Don't compare me to a simple god. My power goes beyond far the power of the simple gods of destruction. Goku, with his great determination, would stand up, raising his power to the maximum. Hundreds of rays were created all over the place, but without destroying the dimension, Goku threw himself again against Akumo, who this time began to exchange hundreds of blows. But in each exchange, Goku was seriously injured, since Akumo's blows, apart from being powerful, were able to cut the veins that connected with the energy flow. Goku would be sent to the ground, creating a large crater. What's going on? Is that all you got? I thought you were much more powerful. I'm not defeated yet. Don't think that I won't be able to hit you. Even if my power explodes, I'll make it. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that for you right now is impossible. Because if we compare our powers, it's comparing heaven and earth. Goku, without listening to Akumo's words, would throw himself again and again. No matter how many times he was knocked down, he would get back to his feet. While Goku was beaten, an idea would pass through his mind. I have to use the Kaioken. It's my only option. I'm not gonna let him make fun of me. Goku would fall to the ground, again getting up very injured. You're powerful, but now you'll receive a blow from me. I don't care. Explode in the process. I'm the mighty Kakarot. Goku, with lightning speed, began to move. Again, with those pathetic speeds, you'll be able to do anything against me. Kaioken played 200 times. the speed of Goku would explode, being able to move even through space-time, appearing in front of Akumo, who would receive that beastly blow, being sent to fly millions of kilometers. Since he was dragged by a big dragon, Goku would fall to the ground out of combat, while Akumo would increase his power to destroy the technique, but was surprised when he used 20% of all his power, he wasn't able to destroy it. Damn, this hurts. Go away, trash dragon. Akumo would expel his powerful aura, disintegrating the dragon completely, and would quickly return to the battlefield while watching Toei with a big smile. I can't believe that the mighty Akumo has been beaten, and apparently he was even able to make you bleed. That's right, because at that instant, a large amount of blood would expel out of Akumo's mouth. Hell, the damage he did to me wasn't that much, but not being used to receiving this kind of injuries after millions of years, my resistance is weakened. And Akumo, with his great energy management, was able to fully recover, while Margarita would stand by Goku's side. Now that you've defeated him, what are you going to do with us? Don't worry, as I saying, she has potential, but trust us. How did an angel like you end up in this place? Margarita was much calmer, since she was able to realize that both fallen gods had no evil. She would tell them everything that happened with the great priest. Supreme Saiyans? I've never heard that term before. Do you even know what your Akumo's referring to? That must be a bad joke from Daishenkin. Since the Supreme Saiyan, it's impossible. It was even listed as a fairy tale. But what do you mean by that? Since I understand absolutely nothing. The power of the Supreme Saiyan, it's said that he was able to awaken it, the Saiyan of the Multiverse 1, which was even able to become a king of the whole, since the power offered by that transformation is of another level. That means that if Goku has the power of the Supreme Saiyan, he'd be able to defeat you. Indeed, but it's pure fiction, since nobody would be able to withstand such amounts of energy. It's practically impossible. But everyone was surprised, since an extremely amazing power was able to be felt all over the place, and even make it a little darker. Lightning were falling from the place, while Goku's body seemed to be undergoing a transformation, which Akumo would recognize quickly. But if that transformation is the Super Saiyan 3, but he mixed it with his transformation rose. But Akumo, is the power of a Saiyan 3 capable of reaching this limit? No, of course not. What is happening to him? But Akumo was totally wrong, because at that moment, Goku's hair would return to normal, but he was able to access a state far beyond Ultra Instinct, as he was known as the Ikari, while his hair was a purple color similar to the power of destruction. What's going on? I'm not able to breathe. Meanwhile, in the mind of Goku, the King of all Saiyan would be present. You don't have to feel bad, son Goku, since you've never belonged to this multiverse. For that reason, the excess of your power and your body runs through the whole essence of we the Supreme Saiyans. How have I been able to expel all this power? I can't take it in. It's the power that by birth you have, but you must be able to control it, because while you're talking to me, your body is fighting with all your friends by simple inertia. That's right, when Goku's body finished expelling all that power, he threw himself against his friends. Starting to have a great battle with both fallen gods, Toei would be able to first receive a powerful blow, which was even able to cause him an abysmal damage. Akumo, observing this, without trusting himself, would access his legendary state. Goku, I don't want to hurt you. Please, react. Goku, without any control, would begin to exchange blows with Akumo, but on this occasion, Akumo was not able to do absolutely anything, since his power was below Goku's power, but the instant Toei joined the fight, they were able to equalize it a little. How can I take control of my body? I don't want to end the lives of my friends. You have to be able to form one with yourself, your essence, your power, and your mind. Meanwhile, Goku put on a very serious look, lowering his guard completely, which both gods would not miss. But at the moment of approaching from Goku's back, a dark giant would appear, starting to massacre both gods. That's right, Goku unconsciously was able to master his aura of death completely, being able to massacre them. Both fallen gods, they would fall to the ground, very badly injured, and on the verge of death. I don't intend to let my legacy end here, let alone without having avenged that damn Zeno-sama. Akumo would begin to increase his power, even exceeding his body. Since blood would come out of his whole body, Akumo, without thinking 2 times, threw himself against Goku. Holding him tightly and without wasting time, would create a big explosion. Akumo would fall to the ground very badly injured, while Goku, despite having multiple wounds, would start walking towards Akumo. Well, apparently this is the end of me. But in front of Akumo, Margarita would appear. Goku, please! It's me! I know you must be somewhere in your mind. Don't do something you will regret. Goku, when observing Margarita fixedly, would fall to the ground out of combat, while Margarita would begin to heal both fallen gods. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of Everything, Daishenka would still be very badly worried about what happened in Universe 11. It'd be better to be prepared. Demonic Angels and Leader, Mikoshin, I ask for your calling in the Kingdom of the All. As you order, Daishenkan-sama. The Demonic Angels had arrived in the Kingdom of the All, along with their leader Mikoshin. Great Daishenkan-sama, inform us, what is the mission this time? Mikoshin, and the leader of the Demonic Angels, who even have a power similar to mine, I want you to look for any 3-dimensional openings in the 11th universe. Understood. Any specific fallen god? Since to look for a 3-dimensional opening is only to find the dimension in which the gods were sealed. No, I want you to look for my daughter Margarita from Universe 11, and next to her is a Saiyan. I want you to bring me the head of that Saiyan. Don't do anything to my daughter, just bring her to me. As you ordered, Daishenkan-sama. Mikoshin, along with 2 demonic angels, left to the whole Universe 11 in search of some trace of the angel. Meanwhile, in Universe 7, Vegeta's power had risen in an incredible way, even being able to face Beerus at his maximum power. Have you become very powerful, Vegeta, but you still lack the power to defeat me. Thank you for your training, Mr. Beerus, but I wish to go visit Earth and my family. Okay, Vegeta, don't forget that you'll always be welcome on this planet, because thanks to you, we were able to end the threat throughout Universe 7. Whis, take it to Earth. As you ordered, Mr. Beerus. Whis would quickly take the Prince of the Saiyans to planet Earth, but when he arrived, he would be surprised, as he felt how Gohan's power had risen in a great way. Gohan, have you been training? Of course, yes, Mr. Vegeta. But since my father left this universe, nothing has happened. But we must be prepared in case of any threat happens. I doubt very much that any threat will appear. But what do you think if we have a combat to see of the 2 is more powerful? I find that interesting, Mr. Vegeta. Gohan, without trusting himself, would access the Beast Mode, which left Vegeta surprised. However, Whis would be put on a very serious look. Gohan's power is incredible despite not having any training like Mr. Vegeta's. His power does not lose. Vegeta in the same way, when feeling all the beastly power of Gohan, he would access the Ultra Ego. Whis, with his great power, he would create a barrier through Universe 7, and without wasting time, both Saiyans launched themselves against each other. Meanwhile, in Universe 11, Kuda, one of the demonic angels, was able to find a small extortion in space-time. Mikoshin-sama, we found a small distortion in this entire space-time, which apparently is able to enter the dimension in which the fallen angels were sealed. Excellent, but before entering, I'll put a news stamp, in case one of those fuckers gets away. Mikoshin, with his great power, would begin to create a high-powered demonic divine seal. Upon completion, it would be spread through the Universe 11. It's ready. Now if we can get into this distortion. The demonic angels, with their great power, were able to enlarge the distortion, managing to enter said dimension successfully. At the moment, they were able to observe Margarita and, in the distance, the Saiyan fighting with 2 fallen gods. Ha ha ha! This'll be a piece of cake. It's an extremely easy job. There are only 2 fallen gods and the power of that Saiyan's really low. Akumo would notice 3 new subjects, but coming face to face, he was not able to recognize any. Who are you guys? And how did they manage to enter our dimension? Do they even want to die? Ha ha ha! Don't make me laugh. You don't have the necessary power to be able to defeat us, so better keep quiet. Akumo, a little annoyed, he was about to throw himself against that guy, but Mikoshin, with the simplest palm of his hand, was able to make him kiss the ground. That's right, Mikoshin's simple slap seemed to have the weight of 100 planets. What the hell is this? I'm not able to move at all. The power of this girl's incredible, but how is it possible that I have all this strength without having so many muscles? Honey, you better obey if you want to stay alive. Daishanken, you sent us for that Saiyan and for that angel, so you guys can stay in this place. Were they able to open the dimension in which we were sealed? Of course we could. The difficult thing was to find the point, but our power is not below the power of Daishanken, so we're capable of this and more. Mikoshin would begin to approach Goku, who was also lying completely on the ground, because Mikoshin's simple pressure didn't allow him to move at all. Oh, what is this feeling to death? I can't even move. It's amazing how I feel it crushes me. You don't even have the necessary power to stand up. This has been the easiest mission we've ever had, Kuda. Don't let the angel get away. Of course not, Mikoshin-sama. Kuda would teleport behind Margarita, giving her a slight blow which made her fall to the ground. Oh, I'm sorry. Thought she was more powerful. She didn't die with that little blow I gave her. Goku, witnessing how that guy had hit Margarita, his Supreme Saiyan power would be present again. But this time, Goku was able to have consciousness. The power that Goku released at once was able to send the three gods flying, because at the moment, Goku would throw a large sphere of lightning energy, which covered the fallen gods while Goku approached Margarita, carrying her in his arms. Don't worry, Margarita. I'll never allow those damn worms to do anything to you. They have to be able to finish me off first. Goku would put Margarita in a safe place, while she would stand in front of the three warriors. I don't know who the hell you are, but it'll be the day of your death here. I can accept that he wants to do anything to me, but to Margarita, I won't forgive you. I don't know where you've released all that power, but I'm not interested. We're demonic angels. Our power is incomparable for a being like you. Kuda launched himself against Goku, managing to grant him hundreds of blows in a matter of seconds. Goku would be sent flying, falling to a part of the dimension. Instantly, Kuda would start laughing. Vomiting large amounts of blood, Mikoshin at lightning speed would cut off his limbs and grant him some of his angelic energy. How were you able to do that? While Kuda was beating him, that Saiyan was able to inject through his fists an energy so powerful as to make him explode. That's right, if it wasn't for Mikoshin, Kuda would have exploded. I can tell you have little experience in battles, but that won't be enough to save their lives. They've awakened the Supreme Saiyan. The demonic angels launched themselves against Goku, while Goku, despite being outnumbered, was able to face them without any difficulty. Mikoshin would communicate with both telepathically. I want to be distracted. I'll use the cursed ceiling technique. I'm not interested in having to sacrifice 25% of my life. I'll be able to absorb more souls. Are you sure what my lady is about to do? There's no turning back. That's right, because if we don't, this damn monster will kill us all. Both gods rushed against Goku with the intention of making time. However, both gods were humiliated. Goku would notice how Mikoshin's power increased to overwhelming scales of power. So even for Goku, it was an abysmal power. I don't know what the hell you want to do, but I won't let you gather all that power. Goku would dismember both demonic gods, and while they regenerated, Goku advanced in a straight line. No, Kakarot! That technique's very powerful, Ceiling! Stay away! I don't know what you want to do with my technique, but it's already too late. It's in my attack range! Goku would triple his speed to try to get away, but it was impossible, since he would be sealed in a triangular-shaped technique. But that gradually began to encompass Goku's entire body. When you die, I will keep your essence and vitality to recover everything lost in this battle. However, at a certain point, the seal no longer shrank. That's right, hundreds of millions of blows that began to hit such a powerful seal. Despite the fact that Goku's arms looked shattered, it did not stop. Limb duplication! Supreme Saiyan! Goku's arms had doubled, with which, despite losing each arm, hitting that seal, there was still one of his arms. However, the seal also cracked, which would leave Mikoshin very surprised. I'll put my energy into this punch. The last blow of Goku was able to destroy the entire seal of the powerful Mikoshin, which would begin to panic. That's right, his divinative seal had been destroyed with incredible ease, and by a single warrior. Kuda, Shiva, don't run away, as it is cowardly to run away, and we've been totally overcome by this Saiyan. We will die standing. Goku, as he approached Mikoshin, regenerated with the essence of supreme power. Despite having a lot of energy, I can tell you have a great loyalty and your ideals are clear. How about joining us? To join you? Why should I do something like that? I'm able to realize that you are also an angel, but you have not been recognized as such by Daishinken's garbage. That's why they call them demonic angels. Okay, I'll join, but there can only be no suspects or infiltrators. Mikosha would quickly turn, exterminating both gods in the blink of an eye. In case you haven't eliminated them, I would have done it myself. But since I'm able to realize how both gods were faithful servants to Daishinken, unlike you, I don't know how long I've been waiting for this moment. The moment that I can finally finish that damn Daishinken. I don't want to be from the shadows anymore. You'll never be from the shadows, so don't worry about that. You'll be one more companion and even one more family. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of the Whole, Daishinken would notice how the life of two of the fallen gods had disappeared. Being very surprised, Daishinken would begin to communicate telepathically with Mikoshin. Mikoshin, what happened? Were they able to find that Saiyan? How is it possible that two of the demonic angels have fallen? I've gotten tired of being from the shadows. I just want you to know that the next time you see me, I will end your life completely. The connection was lost, leaving Daishinken furious. Damn good for nothing. Do you think you have the necessary power to stand up against me? I'm your father, you scum! Meanwhile, in Universe 7, the battle of both Saiyans had become very even, which would infuriate the Prince of the Saiyans, since the training Vegeta had received was with a god of destruction unlike Gohan's training. You have a great ability to increase your power, but in terms of experience, you're still a child. Right now, I'll defeat you. Don't trust yourself, Mr. Vegeta, because even if my father hasn't been a good father, I still have all the cells which allows me to overcome it every time. Damn insect. You think Kakarot would be able to stand up to this power? Furious, Vegeta would raise his power much more. Mr. Vegeta is raising his power much more, and even he is not able to control it completely. So from this moment, he is at a total disadvantage. But at the moment of clashing their fists, a gigantic power would be felt by all the 12 universes, which even made both Saiyans kneel, forcing them to return to their base state. What's going on? My body's too heavy and I'm not able to move it at all. Gods and angels, this is an emergency. I need you to come to the kingdom of the great Zeno-sama right now. Whis would help both Saiyans recover and quickly leave in search of their god of destruction, to subsequently head to the Kingdom of All. All the angels, along with the gods, were heading to the Kingdom of All. Returning to the dimension, Goku would return to his base state. In about 1 week, we'll be able to get out of this pathetic place. I already have enough power to destroy this dimension. Goku, what are you planning to do when we leave this place? The fall of the divine world will begin. I begin to plan the revenge on everyone, and even I want to know the multiverse from which I come. In that case, we'll have to increase our powers much more, because according to legends, in that multiverse, the beings that were there are monsters. Don't worry, I'll still be on this fun trip. Ha ha ha! Get ready, divine world, we're back. Goku, with a great confidence, he would release only 25% of all his power, but the power was tremendous. That's right, he was able to destroy the dimension in hundreds of small fragments. The big hole that had been created was able to allow them to leave that place, heading towards the Kingdom of the Whole, but before reaching the Kingdom of the Whole, a warrior would stand in front of them, which Mikoshin would immediately recognize. But if you're the fallen angel, the Archangel Yuki, has Daishinken dared so much? Ha 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 ha! So you guys are the simple debris that I have to remove. Don't trust yourself, as we've finished with all the warriors they've sent. Be sure that you might not be the exception. Maybe you're right, and we'll only know that when our fists decide. Goku, despite his words, felt a little intrigued and would say to himself, the power of this warrior generates panic and anxiety in me. I feel that he's able to completely crush me. I don't want to be late with you, so I'll use my divine technique, angelic strokes. A great figure would be formed by all the universes, which on this occasion, despite the fact that Goku, using the power of the Supreme Super Saiyan, it was impossible for him to dodge those attacks which with each of his blows were able to make Goku bend completely, while Goku received the beating of his life. He tried to come up with a plan. Damn, why am I not able to read his movements? He's treating me like I'm just a worm. Goku was not able to do anything, falling to the ground very badly injured and on the verge of death. His friends tried to oppose. Ball of darkness, explode and spread out. The great sphere of destroying of Mikoshin was absorbed by the power of those divine hands. The end of the warriors was inevitable. Although I have to give them the ancient scrolls of the king completely, it was a fair price, since Goku's power was to be feared. It even surprised mine. With this last attack, it'll be your end. Die! The last attack of those divine hands was heading towards all the warriors, but mysteriously a powerful warrior was able to stop such an attack, with only one of his hands without any effort. I don't know who the hell you are, but you have spoiled my hunt. Just for that disrespect, I'll end your life. Son Goku, you haven't fully unlocked the power of the Supreme God yet, but with me, you'll be able to do it. You could come with all your friends. Do you accept? I accept. I don't want to die without first making the divine world fall. I'm still very weak. Understood. Your damn cockroach stay with you. Domain expansion. Blood of the Infernals. Hundreds of angelic beings, as well as demonic, they began to torture Yuki, which, despite creating several explosions, was not enough. That's right, the difference in powers was something extremely absurd. While Reichon would leave with all the other warriors, and in space, his voice would likewise be lost. Today'll not be your death, since Son Goku will personally take care of ending you. You will regret humiliating him. The domain of Reichon would be cut, to its bearer having crossed the megaversal barrier. Yuki, with too many wounds and bruises all over his body, had headed to the kingdom of the whole. Falling to his knees while blood was coming out of his whole body, Daishinkan, observing him in those conditions, was terrified. It can't be. Son Goku's a monster. Can't believe that he left Yuki like that, the most powerful fallen angel. I'm not the most powerful fallen angel, but if one of the strongest, and that damn one has been able to crush me completely, I can't afford it. Daishinkan, with his great angelic power, would begin to restore each of Yuki's wounds, which, despite being with Daishinkan's support, were very complex to heal. What kind of power does that Saiyan have? How's he been able to cause wounds that not even a priest is able to heal easily? Son Goku, it's not who did these injuries to me. I was able to defeat Son Goku, but an unimaginably powerful being was able to save him, completely crush me. Daishinkan, when trying to ask him something else, it was impossible for him, because despite being with the help of Daishinkan, he would be out of combat. Who has the power to crush a fallen angel? If it was the fallen angels possessed all the power of the divine world, by not respecting the laws of the divine. Meanwhile, in a very distant multiverse, we can observe as Reichon, the first Supreme Saiyan, would arrive with all the others. Reichon would create a great pentagram, making all the warriors inside it quickly recover. Goku would stand up. I appreciate that you saved us. I could finally meet you in person since you only entered my mind. You're Son Goku. You're my last offspring. The last Supreme Saiyan who's able to break the universal barrier just like I've done. Are you sure about what you're telling me? I don't think I have the power to you tell me. Don't worry, that happens since you have been living with the wrong multiverse for all this time. But with my teachings, you'll be able to overcome all kinds of barriers. If you claim to be the ancestor of Goku and know him perfectly, tell us, how is it possible that he lived his whole life in the Zeno-sama multiverse? I'll explain. Millions of years ago, a great warrior between both multiverses almost ends with the annihilation of both multiverses, for which we both lost warriors, but we decided to separate, and we would only get back together for some universal extinction. But a Saiyan warrior named Kefura had become pregnant. When both Saiyans were on the battlefield, Kefura, without thinking twice, decided to use a divine technique, which was able to extract all the essence of a god, sending it anywhere in the universe. But being on the border of the multiverse of Zeno-sama, your essence was sent to a planet of the Saiyans. The rest, you all already know. So, Kakarot's parents, they were between life and death. For that reason, they decided to send Kakarot to another multiverse. It's not quite right, but it can be said that you're right. A mother would never allow her son to die, for her to be in wars. I appreciate you were able to grant me the knowledge about my parents. Now I'll try twice as hard and finish with those damn... don't worry, I have to worry. I personally took care of finishing those damn garbage. Please, I'm asking you. Teach me everything you know. Just like you, I want to be able to break my limits. You don't have to ask me, and I'll even help all your friends increase their powers so they'll be powerful warriors. I understand. So, where do we start? What do I have to do? Today it'll be better to rest, since my training's not easy at all. Meanwhile, in Universe 7, the deities were very thoughtful because after the meeting with the Great Daishinkan, they knew that Son Goku was still alive. But the most terrified were Beerus and Vegeta. Damn! Even if the High Priest is nervous of Son Goku's power, we'll die without being able to do anything. Mr. Beerus, please calm down. According to Daishinkan-sama, Yuki, the fallen angel, was personally ending Son Goku's life. That's right, Mr. Beerus. Even though Kakarot's trash has too much power, I'm sure he doesn't have the necessary power to finish off the fallen angel. But everyone was surprised, even Whis, when Daishinkan had reported the defeat of the fallen angel to all the angels. Gods and angels, we are in a universal extinction war, so I ask you to be alert and train as much as you can. Whis, what has the High Priest reported? Mr. Beerus, it will be better to train since the fallen angel has been defeated. We do not have the necessary information, but our father Daishinkan-sama, he is tending to the wounds. My great lord Zeno-sama, all this has been my fault, trying to end the life of a mortal from Universe 11. Don't worry, Dai. From what I can observe, that mortal was even able to defeat a fallen angel. It'll be better to exterminate him before his power continues to grow. That means that you, great Zeno-sama, will join the battle. That's right. I didn't allow Reichon to take over millions of years ago, much less a mere mortal to come looking to annihilate the entire divine world. Gods and angels, even the great Zeno-sama will join us in the battle, so prepare your equipos so that you'll be able to withstand great pressures of energy. All the gods and angels of all the universes were very nervous, but despite this, they all began to train to have the ability to fight on the side of Zeno-sama. To fight alongside Zeno-sama, we have an incredible stamina, so that Zeno-sama will be able to use all his power without crushing us. You're correct, Mr. Beerus, but isn't there another more effective way to increase our powers? Unfortunately, there's no way to increase our powers. You're wrong, Mr. Beerus. Of course there's a much faster way to increase our powers, but it is unorthodox. What method are you referring to, Whis? We have to take a chance, because otherwise we'll all die. Vegeta, you're right, but we have to take a risk. I don't know which method it is which you're talking about, but we have to. There's a very secluded place in all the 12 universes, which is known as the Infernal Mountains, in which we can increase the powers with 20 times more effectiveness. But in the same way, they are too dangerous. Hellish Mountains? I don't know what they mean by that name, but I accept the challenge. You, Vegeta? Of course, Mr. Beerus. After we betray the Kakarot insect, I'm sure you won't want to leave us alive. In that case, we'd better leave right now. Yes, but before we go, let's take Gohan's insect, because his power is also incredible, and I'm sure you'll be able to exceed his limits. They quickly went to the planet Earth, picking up Gohan, and immediately they would go to the ends of all the 12 universes, observing several mountains from which strong lightning falling. Does this seem dangerous to you, Whis? You being an angel, there's nothing special about these mountains, they're just bigger than normal. But Beerus would be hit by one of the lightning of the mountains, suffering great wounds all over his body. That's right, despite being a god of destruction and possessing one of the most resistant bodies, it had been impossible for him to withstand such a lightning. This is what I mean. The rays are even capable of bending the High Priest. That means that if we're hit by those lightning bolts, we'll hardly be able to survive. You are correct, since the power is so much. They can finish you with a single lightning bolt, so be careful. Each warrior would start training in a different part of the place, but in the same way that it was dangerous, the way to cultivate his power was much more effective, since even the Room of Time seemed to be child's play compared to that place. It's extremely dangerous to train in this place, but the results are amazing. Meanwhile, Goku's training had begun, which were very intense, despite Son Goku possessing the warrior body of a Saiyan, because the gravity was increasing by 1,000,000 times more than he was used to. This is too much. I feel like all my bones are completely pulverized. I could do absolutely nothing. Well, you let a simple gravity end all your dreams. We Saiyans become much more powerful by wounds and bloodlust and hatred. Reichon, you're giving all of us excellent training, but are you sure Son Goku can handle all that? I feel like you're overdoing it. I appreciate your concern for Son Goku, but you're not Supreme Saiyans as we are in Nosotros, so don't worry. I'll make of Son Goku the most powerful warrior ever seen. Without warning, Reichon would expel his maximum power. Reichon would expel a beastly power because he would realize, as a very powerful being, he was going to end the life of the goddess, who were in the place. Reichon, with his great speed, was able to save Tao and Marcietta, while Mikoshin, being the most powerful, was able to dodge the attack. But despite this, he had suffered great damage. Goku, realizing all this, an incredible anger would begin to travel throughout his being. I don't have to allow him to transform, as he's not yet able to master the power of the Supreme Saiyan. Reichon was able to knock Goku out of combat, which would fall to the ground since while that a being would appear in front of everyone, leaving everyone very surprised since this guy was identical to Son Goku. But the energy he gave off was absolute evil, and his power much superior to Goku, who was unconscious. You have the face of Son Goku, but you're clearly not him, so confess. Who the hell are you, you fucking vermin? I am Kakarot, but from the Universe Zero. Universe Zero? What the hell are you talking about? The universe has never existed, Zero. Ha 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 ha. It doesn't make you curious to know why. Only universes count from the number 1, since the universe has always existed, Zero. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I'll end you once and for all. Ha 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 ha! Reichon, the Supreme Saiyan, you understand absolutely nothing. You will not be able to do anything against our Universe Zero. In case you didn't know, I'm considered the Supreme Saiyan, the most powerful in all existence. Just as you compare yourself with the simple gods, it would be something very similar if you and I compared ourselves, since the power I possess, you would not be able to fill it, even if you trained for 1,000,000 more years. What are you implying? That you're much more powerful than me? Ha 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 ha! I'm not implying it. I'm affirming it. Since that pathetic scumbag like you will never be able to do something against me. I want to check that, miserable. Reichon, the blood has risen to his head, for which, with all his anger, he had rushed against that guy, but to his surprise, he'd be sent flying, not being able to observe the blow. Yeah, what happened? How was he able to hit me? I wasn't able to see anything. You're lucky that right now I don't intend to end your life, but I will give you 2 weeks so that you finish with everything you have pending, and we will form a tournament. A tournament? Maybe for what reason would I participate in your stupid tournament? It's simple. If you're able to defeat us, you'll save all the multiverses, but in case you refuse to participate or lose, we'll destroy everything created. Reichon was about to say something, but that warrior would disappear in a dark sphere of energy. Reichon would be very thoughtful, but he would vomit too much blood. What the hell just happened? How was he able to cause me all this damage? Reichon would concentrate a large part of his energy to be able to restore the damage, but it was very difficult for him since the energy he had used was one that Reichon had never seen. The energy is very strange. It's very much more destructive than the energy of the gods of destruction carry. Even the level of energy is compared to the energy of a king of all. Reichon, with a lot of effort, would be able to heal his wound, but the condensed power had been a brutality to be only a wound. Reichon, as he approached towards everyone else, would fall to the ground very weak. This is bad. What has happened to you? We must do something. That's right, Toa. It would be better to take Goku and Reichon to the rest so that they will be able to fully recover. Meanwhile, Margarita was in a very different dimension, since Reichon, realizing that Margarita would not be able to withstand the pressure of the battle, had sent her to a very different dimension. Meanwhile, in the Shadow Room, Akumo would be carrying out the most intense training of his entire life. Goku and Reichon are Supreme Saiyans. I always consider myself a prodigy. I feel like I'm a fucking scum next to them. But even if I have to try 3 times as hard, I won't stay behind them. Akumo would continue with his rigorous training, which consisted of mastering all of the legendary power, his divine essence, and likewise increasing his speed. On the other hand, of the 12 universes, the warriors of Universe 7 would be able to take their training to perfection, and the mountain storms, or also called Mountains of Death. We have been able to obtain excellent results, but despite all this, we must try much harder, since the approaching war will be of incomprehensible levels. To think that we'll be able to fight on Zeno-sama's side to make me nervous, as the warriors of that though face will be very powerful.
Don't worry, Mr. Beerus. We're the most powerful warriors in all the universes. Nothing and no one will be able to defeat us.
Mr. Vegeta, are you sure about everything you're saying? Since I have a very bad feeling about everything that can happen.
Don't worry, Gohan. You and I have families we must protect, even at the cost of our lives.
Of course I do, Mr. Vegeta, but there's something I don't like about all this whole situation.
Meanwhile, in a castle far away from all the multiverses, Kakarot would be observed informing a being much more powerful than himself.
So, Reichon, the Supreme Saiyan has been able to meet up with your counterpart. What fun.
Will it be no hindrance to your plans?
Don't worry, Kakarot, because no matter how hard they try, they'll be able to do nothing to us.
Do you want me to finish with my counterpart?
No, there is no problem. Anyway, if they win, they will still be alive. But it will be impossible for me to win against my demonic army.
Returning to the multiverse, Reichon Akumo would begin to leave the dimension in which he was. But the moment he left, he would realize how parts of the place were very destroyed, as well as the power of Goku, and Reichon was extremely low.
This wasn't a training. It was a multiversal level battle. To be able to even leave Reichon in that state, I better head to where they are.
Akumo would quickly head towards the castle, being able to meet all the other goddesses. But the most worry was Margarita for Son Goku.
Goddesses and angels, Margarita, tell me, what's happened?
A being very similar to my Goku. I arrived at this place, being able to give even battle to Mr. Reichon.
Do I look like the same as Goku? Are you sure of what you're telling me?
That's right, Akumo. I know it's hard to believe, but being identical to Son Goku was able to give battle to Reichon, and even put him out of combat due to excess energy.
Hell, everything smells of death. Something very serious is about to happen.
You are right, since that wretch has organized a tournament in which, if we lose or refuse to participate, it'll be our end, since we will be annihilated.
Damn, it's like I'm being used like I'm a fucking chess piece.
But we have no other choice, because if we refuse, we'll be completely annihilated.
Meanwhile, Goku would be able to regain consciousness, waking up very confused, not knowing where he was.
What is this place? Where am I?
Goku was very surprised to realize how even Reichon was on his side, and his power was extremely low. Something bad must have happened, and the being who faced Reichon must have an overwhelming power to be able to leave him in these conditions. Returning with the warriors of Universe 7, the angels, gods, and mortals of great powers would gather in the realm of the great Zeno-sama.
I appreciate your presence. We are under enemy attack, and this is very unfavorable for us, since the power you possess, the enemy will face is incredible.
But Father, who can tell us who they are about?
It's not who, it's just one person who has been able to get an incredible power, but you must know, Whis.
Father, you are correct that I am an angel, but I have no knowledge of all the warriors of the 12 universes.
The warrior who has been able to overcome even the power of an angel is a Saiyan from Universe 7, and his name is Goku, or also known as Kakarot.
Whis and Beerus were most surprised, as it had been too long that they did not know of Goku's whereabouts until today.
But Daishiken-sama, this must be a misunderstanding. It's not possible that a simple Saiyan who doesn't even have the power to confront me has become a threat to all the universes.
I know it's hard to believe, God of Universe 7, but what Daishinken's reporting is the right thing. We don't know how he was able to get that power, since it's impossible. In that case, what will we do if we have to fight against that Saiyan?
That is what I've requested your presence, because we need you to be a great power.
However, at that moment, a gravity and pressure would fall on everyone present, bringing everyone to their knees without any expectation. That's right, it was Goku who knew that he needed the help of the 12 universes. Flashback.
What did you tell me, Mikoshin? A guy who looks like me. He has organized a tournament, and if we lose, he'll destroy everything?
That's right. 15 warriors can participate in the tournament, no matter from the universes they are.
I know it's something you are disliking, Son Goku, but we need the help of the whole divine world, because if we don't do something, we'll die and share his fate.
You're right. I'll have to leave my thirst for revenge for the next.
Goku was starting to head towards the Kingdom of the Whole, as he would realize that all the gods and angels were gathered in that place. And flashback.
So long time, no hear from you guys. It's a surprise to me that you're still so weak.
Son Goku, what are you doing here? Have you come to finish us off?
I would love to finish with each of you, but it's not time.
Goku would stop releasing his pressure, but the moment Vegeta was able to move, he lunged at Goku. Being able to connect a big blow to his face, Goku, despite being in his base state, had not received any damage.
Vegeta, I don't want to end your life right now, so you better calm down.
Vegeta, with his pride shattered, he would return to the side of Beerus and Whis. Goku, at the moment of being about to report everything that happened, from the sky of the 12 universes, evil Goku had appeared in the middle of all the warriors prostrating in front of Goku.
So you're thinking of forming a team with the scumbags who betrayed you. You're so pathetic.
How is it possible there are two Gokus?
No, Sir Beerus, the Goku who just arrived possesses his key of an absolute evil. Even the evil that Black Goku possesses does not compare to the slightest with this warrior. Goku, when watching him fixedly, was able to notice how in his aura, hundreds of corpses could be observed. Goku, with a great fury, would access the state of the Akari, changing his hair quickly to a purple color. The pressure, he was able to crush everyone present, even feeling that they were going to die this time. But they were surprised when observing how Goku, with that great power, would be sent to fly, colliding with a planet, destroying it in its entirety.
That's impossible. The planet with which Mr. Goku hid was a sacred planet. A planet that even I was not able to scratch. It was said to be indestructible.
Don't rush, you damn rat. I have come to inform all the gods of the tournament that was going to take place. But since I realize that you're in this place, I'll leave.
Goku, despite the great damage which he had received with just one of his punches, would try to stand up again, but blood was spreading from all over his body.
You are a somewhat tough guy, but they better increase their power since that hero only carried 30% of all my power.
Evil Goku would disappear from the place. Just like Goku, at the time of arriving at the multiverse of Reichon, he would become unconscious again, for which Tawa would inform everything about the Tonio that he would just take.
So, your tournament in which we will define whether we live or die. Damn it! I'm not gonna die, and much less for a copy of Kakarot.
The whole divine world was in a panic, because the great battle for survival was about to begin. That's right, all the gods and angels had received the same rules to try to raise their power to the maximum of their capacity.
Gods and angels. Apparently we will have to team up with the warrior we were going to face. This will be a massacre.
But Daishinkan-sama, the power that the evil Goku possessed, was even able to destroy the sacred castle. How will we deal with that?
That's the same thing I've been thinking. But we need to come up with a plan and put aside all our grudge towards Son Goku, as he's our best ally right now.
Returning to the Reichon multiverse, he was very thoughtful in the possible warriors they could choose for the upcoming tournament.
We'll have to use the Super Dragon Balls to ask for the help of legendary beings, who were the most powerful in their time.
Reichon, Goku's still not awake. We have made our ki flow in his body so that he recovers in a more effective way.
Don't worry, I'm able to feel Son Goku's power, and despite being stable, the damage his counterpart did to him was incredible, and he wouldn't wake up for several days.
Reichon, how's it possible that you're so calm? The threat coming at us is on another level. I've only seen you thinking.
I know it seems that you and I do absolutely nothing, but I'm meditating, so that my energy veins are able to withstand a greater load of power.
So everything that was said was true. For really powerful warriors, it helps to meditate to even become much stronger.
I always thought that meditation was a waste of time, since we can only gain power with death battles, but I've been completely wrong. Reichon would stand up instantly and start walking towards his castle, while his aura covered his entire body and a great pressure fell on everyone present.
This is the power that beyond a super king at all. I'm ready for this great battle, but I'm not stupid as not to turn to the other powerful warriors.
Reichon would disappear from the place. Indeed, Reichon was moving at an incredible speed towards the Kingdom of the Whole, arriving in a matter of seconds. That's right, the speed of the first Supreme Saiyan was incomparable, arriving and prostrating himself in front of Daishinkan.
Daishinkan, we must leave our battle for another time, since the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and we have to work together to be able to survive. I agree with you, Reichon, but tell me, What do you have in mind?
We'll use the Super Dragon Balls to bring to life the most powerful warriors of all time.
But that'll be impossible for us, since the tournament will be in a week of Earth time, and we'll only be able to ask one of them for help.
Daishinken, apparently you're not understanding me. We'll have to take risks. We'll use the Rings of Time to be able to bring all the warriors we need.
Reichon, I understand that we're on the ropes, but using the time rings will bring us much more trouble.
Damn, Daishinken, don't you realize the danger we're facing? If those bastards manage to win that tournament, even all the timelines will be destroyed.
I understand, Reichon. It'll be whatever you say.
Both warriors quickly left in search of the Super Dragon Balls. That's right, Daishinken had taken one of the sacred time rings that was guarded in the Kingdom of All. By gathering all the Super Dragon Balls, Daishinken was able to summon the great god Zalma.
Tell me, what is your wish?
Great god Zalma, I wish you to bring to life the mighty Kirochi, the Saiyan kills gods. The eyes of the great Zalma flashed, so in front of them, a powerful warrior had appeared in front with a large brown fur all over his body.
The little Reichon has become a powerful warrior. If you have requested my call, it means that something very bad's about to happen.
That's right, Kirochi. We need all your power, and even the power of the other mighty warriors. Daishinken, with the Ring of Time, he would travel to different dimensions on 3 different occasions, in which they got 3 powerful warriors in the same way, so they had returned to their...
Your Daishinken keep training all the gods and angels, as we will need every drop of their energy. Understood. Even the King of all Zeno-sama and I will team up. We'll have to bet everything on this damn tournament.
Reichon, along with the 4 warriors, returned to their multiverse, but the moment they arrived, Goku was very serious and thoughtful. However, as he was about to say something, one of the beings, the 1-star Super Dragon, had rushed against Goku, who with great difficulty was able to dodge his fist.
Damn Kakarot! You destroyed my entire universe, my family and friends. Oh, I swear I'll annihilate you.
The dragon would begin to exchange hundreds of blows with Goku, who, when cornered, would begin to defend himself. So the battle seemed very even. However, in each exchange of blows, Goku seemed to suffer great damage. Because the blows of that warrior were of an overwhelming power, the dragon, with a great lightning attack, was able to make him fall to the ground very badly injured. Damn! I'm sure this wretch is confusing me with my counterpart. The Great Warrior would throw a powerful sphere of energy towards Goku, who, without alternative, had accessed the power of the Supreme Super Saiyan. But on this occasion, several marks could be observed all over his body. That's right, Goku's power had been so great that it even overflowed his entire body, so the marks of a god of the highest level had appeared. The sphere of energy, when about to touch Goku, would evaporate by its simple pressure. I'm not Kakarot. That's my counterpart. He'll be the one we'll face, so you better calm down. The dragon, blinded by anger, had rushed against Goku, who, on this occasion, would be able to dodge each of his blows. Without any difficulty, that's right, Goku would begin to show who is in charge. Meanwhile, in Universe Zero, the most powerful and resistant universe, a great platform would be created, in which the most devastating combat never seen would be...
Ryuk, I hope you're ready for your fall. For millions of years, we have remained under the shadows. But now we'll finish you no matter what you do. You will be destroyed.
My lord, from our team, how many warriors will participate?
Kakarot, there will only be 3 warriors. You as the captain, Black Gogeta, and Evil Vegeta. With them, it's all more than enough to defeat the whole divine world.
Ha ha ha. I agree with you, my lord. The rest are pure worms that are good for absolutely nothing. Returning to the big battle, Goku was able to knock out him of combat with a powerful blow on the back of his head.
You who are able to defeat by Kakarot, a being identical to this Saiyan, is his counterpart, and this time we'll face the same.
Reichon, Kakarot's power has no comparison, but it's possible to defeat him. But the real problem is the being that's behind Kakarot, a being who's never known defeat. This is impossible. Goku would start walking towards the warriors until he was in front of them. Nothing's impossible. Rest assured, I intend to end the lives of my cursed counterpart so that he no longer wreaks havoc on your universes.
Warriors, we plan to give our life in this tournament, and I'm counting on each of you to end this damn problem.
The last warrior of the subordinates of Reichon would quickly approach a big shadow, while everything around him seemed to change due to his simple power. The pressure he gave off, he was able to even kneel the supreme gods Akumo and Toa.
I was able to face Ryuk, the being who's behind those bastards, and if he can bleed, he can die. So this time he will end his damn empire.
The warriors stopped releasing such incredible pressure, so he allowed all the warriors to be able to move. Goku would go on search of Margarita.
Margarita! For the first time, I don't know if I'll be able to come back alive from this great battle. And don't worry, I'll always be grateful that you welcomed me into your universe.
Goku, I want to go with you. I don't want to lose you. Please.
Margarita, I'll do my best to come back, but I promise I'll leave all my power on the battlefield. Those bastards won't get away with it.
That's right, the 5 days that Kakarot had reported had already passed, so in the multiverse of Reichon, a large portal would be formed, entering all the warriors who would participate. That's right, even the warriors of Divine World were in that place.
I'm not gonna let myself be defeated by a copy of Kakarot. I'm gonna end all these miserable lives.
I'll provide while I won the position as the most powerful god of all the universes. I'll crush all the warriors who they put in front of me.
All the warriors had reached the big track, but they were surprised to see only 3 warriors.
What kind of joke is this? Don't you have more warriors?
But before Kakarot's able to respond, from the background a powerful warrior would begin to approach the platform, which Yika would immediately recognize.
So rude, Ryuk. He's still in shape after these millions of years. What fun this will be.
Ryuk was also a little surprised to recognize Yika, remembering that he was the only warrior who had ever fought him in the past.
This will be very interesting. So they've turned to powerful warriors from different timelines.
Ryuk would explain the rules, which was only one. The warrior who dies will be disqualified and it'll be pitched battle. When Ryuk finished saying this, the trio and warriors launched themselves against the warriors of the Divine World, starting to fight with dozens of fighters. But despite being only 3 warriors, they were taking the advantage. Kakarot would retreat a few meters.
I better use all my power, as well as Gogeta and Vegeta doing, or I might get hurt badly.
Kakarot would begin to channel a large part of all his power, so his power would begin to grow in an incredible way. And with a few rays, Kakarot would turn his hair into a reddish color.
It's time to get rid of every one of these scum, so get ready.
The trio of warriors were able to end the life of more than half of the warriors, so the other half was a little afraid. But of all the warriors, the powerful Goku in the same way began to release an amazing power. That's right, the power that Goku was releasing had no comparison. Goku had access to Supreme Super Saiyan. With the power that he released, he was even able to overcome Reichon due to the marks that had appeared all over his body.
Even though I have to give up my life, I plan to end every single one of you murderers.
Goku, with his great power, was able to grant the first effective blow to Kakarot, which was able to make him bleed. Vegeta and Gogeta were about to interfere, but all the other warriors rushed against him while Ryuk was a little upset watching, as the beings he considered garbage were able to face his most powerful warriors.
What the hell's going on? How is it possible that they're able to stand up to my warriors?
However, among everything, the Yika battlefield, he was collecting all of his power, just like the power of the fallen warriors on the battlefield.
Damn, Ryuk, I know what your weakness is, and I was already dead. I'm not afraid to die again.
That's right, while all the other warriors were fighting, Yika was the last hope to give a great future to all the other universes. Ryuk, being very upset with his warriors, had not realized the incredible massive energy that his enemy was collecting.
All of us will die here, but it's a pity that beings like you who say that they'll never know defeat die with us.
Don't say stupid things. We won't be defeated by simple worms like you are. You don't have the necessary power to achieve it.
But all over the planet, energy extortions were perceived, and a gigantic power even made the trio of warriors fall to their knees, while Ryuk would have a lot of difficulty staying up on his feet.
Hell, whose power is all this? I can't believe it.
Yika would start walking because of such extreme power, she was not able to fly.
Yuki, today will be the day of the end of your reign, so it's okay to get ready.
I have collected the energy of all the fallen warriors as well as all the 12 universes.
Instantly, a gigantic explosion would be created all over the place. Ryuk would try to flee, but Goku with his maximum power was able to hold him, which caused that the explosion turns to ashes all the warriors who were in a terrain of 1,000 kilometers. At the end of the explosion, no warrior of any side could be observed, and as if that were not enough, the planet that was said to be indestructible at the moment caused an explosion, having not withstood the previous explosion. Meanwhile, in Ryuk's multiverse, Margarita was able to observe as a great light spread in the distance, and in his mind, he was able to see Goku. Margarita, I'm sorry. I wasn't able to get back to your side. I want to be the new ruler. I know you'll be a great queen at all. Margarita would collapse, falling heavily to the ground. However, realizing how all the other warriors of the 12 universes did not have any ruler, she would stand up. It's not time for crying. I have to fulfill my Goku's last wish. Margarita had gone to the Kingdom of the All, taken the place of the Queen of the All, invoking the new gods for the care of the 12 universes. Gogeta floated in the sky, surrounded by the imposing energy of his new form. The stars seemed to pale before the intensity of his blue radiance, as Takagami recovered from the initial impact and adopted a defensive posture. What kind of transformation is this? This is the power of those who fight for something greater than themselves! With a flash, Gogeta disappeared, appearing in front of Takagami in the blink of an eye. The clash of their fists created shockwaves that shook the battlefield. Gogeta's speed and strength were unmatched, surpassing even Takagami's ability to anticipate his blows. Gogeta and Takagami exchanged blows and energy blasts at breakneck speed. Each impact resounded like cosmic thunder, creating an epic symphony on planet Earth. Your attempt to revive your so-called gods ends here, Takagami. But you're a bug in the face of the greatness of my power. In an instant, Gogeta unleashed a burst of concentrated energy, enveloping Takagami in a whirlwind of light and force. When the light dissipated, Takagami emerged unharmed, but with a more serious expression. Interesting, but not enough. The battle was reaching cosmic levels, with ripples of energy spreading across the far reaches of the universe. Meanwhile, the other Z warriors watched the sky, appreciating Gogeta's great power of display and Takagami's resilience and viciousness. The roar of battle echoed in every corner of the universe. Gogeta and Takagami, wrapped in an endless dance of energy, continued their titanic confrontation. Space twisted and trembled under the influence of their powers, creating distortions itself. Bursts of energy expanded like lightning, illuminating the darkness of the night sky with dazzling flashes. Each blow between the two contenders seemed to release an explosion of energy that spread in concentric waves, setting the frantic pace of the cosmic battle. Away from the battlefield, the others watched in anguish and admiration. Bulma, with a mixture of fear and hope in her eyes, clung to the hope that Gogeta would prevail. Come on, Gogeta, you must win! For all of us! Meanwhile, in the battlefield, Gogeta and Takagami continued their fierce exchange. Determination burned in Gogeta's eyes, while Takagami maintained a defiant smile, though his expression hid a growing unease. This is for the price you pay for defying the peace of the universe! With a swift movement, Gogeta vanished and reappeared behind Takagami, launching an energy-charged punch straight at his back. But Takagami, anticipating, quickly spun around and blocked the attack with the dark energy shield. Haha! Is that all you got? In response, Gogeta intensified his assault, unleashing a continuous flurry of punches and kicks. Each impact resounded like thunder. But Takagami, though outmatched in speed, resisted with his dark power, countering the attacks with deft movements. During the scuttle, Takagami took advantage of the prevalent moment of openness and opened up a launched energy bolt straight for Gogeta's chest. The resulting explosion shook the universe and Gogeta was thrown backwards, leaving a trail of blue energy. Is that all hope can do? Gogeta recovered quickly, stood up with determination. The glow of his transformation increased even more. This is far from over. The battle continued, leading them again to display an ever-increasing amount of power. In this fury, Gogeta unleashed power that defied the laws of the universe, and Takagami, despite his arrogance, began to show signs of concern. The tension was palpable. The Z warriors felt the intensity of the confrontation, even when they were a long distance away from where the battle for the future of the planet was taking place. Piccolo was seriously watching, calculating every move and thinking at some point this battle, which was far from over, would be a favorable outcome. Piccolo, in his thoughts, Goku, Vegeta, we trust you. You must win this battle. The battle reached a new climax when Gogeta and Takagami met at an eminent point in the battle. The energy emanated from them, illuminating the vastness of the dark sky. creating a dazzling spectacle of colors and flashes.
You cannot escape darkness. Darkness will never prevail over light. You're a fool if you think your light can eclipse my power.
Suddenly, a voice echoed in Gogeta's mind, a familiar but distant voice.
Gogeta, do not underestimate your enemy. Truth lies within strength.
The transmission abruptly cut off, leaving Gogeta bewildered. Before he could reflect on it, however, Takagami lunged towards him with surprising speed, unleashing a series of punches and kicks that left Gogeta struggling to keep up. At that moment, a fleeting image flashed through Gogeta's mind, a vision of his loved ones, of his purpose, and the responsibility he carried on his shoulders. The energy of the transformation fanned, and Gogeta, with newfound determination, struck back with renewed ferocity.
This is the limit of your tyranny, Takagami. The limit's up to you, Gogeta, and your limit is my power.
Suddenly, the sky around him fragmented, and multiple distorted versions of Takagami emerged from the dimensional rifts, each with a malevolent grin.
You cannot defeat me, Gogeta. I am eternal. I'm a god. You may be powerful, but I'm not alone in this.
The battle reached a new intensity as multiple distorted incarnations of Takagami surrounded Gogeta. Each emanated a dark energy that defied the laws of the universe. The air itself seemed to vibrate with the pressure of their combined presences. At that precise moment, Goku and Vegeta's fusion had come to an end due to the amount of power they had used in order to stand up to Takagami. Goku and Vegeta, although they had returned to their individual forms after the fusion, knew that the key by defeating Takagami lay in perfect unity and coordination. Vegeta, we're in this together. Let's give all our power to be able to confront him so we can free Yamcha from this so-called god.
Yes, Kakarot, this insect will not defeat us.
The Z Warriors watched in amazement, aware that the fate of the universe hung in the balance. Piccolo analyzed the situation, looking for any weaknesses that could be exploited. The others prepared to act if the opportunity presented itself. Goku and Vegeta, now separated, their fusion as Gogeta, faced Takagami with determination in their eyes. The dark presence of the supposed god loomed over them, but the Saiyans were determined to free Yamcha and put an end to the threat he posed. Vegeta, we need to coordinate our attacks. We've always been stronger when we fight together.
For once, I agree with you, Kakarot. This insect will pay for what he did.
The two Saiyans lunged towards Takagami, attacking with a combination of punches and ki blasts. Takagami, though powerful, was momentarily overwhelmed by the timing of the two warriors. However, his sinister laugh echoed across the battlefield.
Your union will change nothing. My power is unlimited.
Goku and Vegeta exchanged glances, realizing that the situation was more serious than they had imagined. Takagami unleashed a wave of dark energy that sent them flying, but they quickly recovered, ready to continue the fight. The Z Warriors watched with concern. Gohan, though a bit intimidated by Takagami's power, maintained his unwavering determination. Piccolo, with his keen intelligence, pointed out a possible weakness.
It seems his power is linked to some source. We must find a way to break that connection.
Goten and Trunks, who had arrived along with Gohan, eager to join the battle, looked at their parents with concern. However, Piccolo stopped them.
Guys, we need a plan before we launch into battle. Your strength will be crucial at the right time.
While the Z Warriors thought of a plan, Goku and Vegeta continued their fierce assault against Takagami. Every time it seemed they were about to defeat him, his power increased and the evil emanating from him intensified.
Ha 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 ha! Your resistance is useless. My power thrives on despair and suffering.
Then we must find a way to change that. Vegeta, we need to attack together, but with a strategy.
You're finally thinking clearly, Kakarot. Let's do it!
The two Saiyans, coordinating their movements, executed a series of synchronized attacks. Although Takagami was defending himself skillfully, he began to show signs of discomfort. The connection between his power and the external source seemed to be faltering. At that instant, Piccolo noticed the opportunity.
Now is the time. Gohan, wait for the opening we'll give you so you can attack. Goten, Trunks, follow me on my signal.
Gohan nodded, conveying a look of confidence to his friends. Goten and Trunks prepared to act on Piccolo's directions.
Everyone, let's send our energies to Goku and Vegeta. We must strengthen their connection and weaken Takagami's source of power.
The Z Warriors gathered their energies and, with a coordinated effort, sent a stream of ki skyward. Goku and Vegeta, sensing the surge of power, seized the opportunity. They're doing it! Come on, Vegeta! The connection between Goku, Vegeta, and the Z Warriors created a unique synergy. Energy flowed through them, strengthening their resolve and weakening Takagami's external source of power.
This can't be happening!
The darkness surrounding Takagami began to dissipate, due to the large amount of energy they were receiving from their friends. Piccolo, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, observing the battle, noticed the opportunity to intervene.
Now, guys, let's go!
Goten and Trunks took flight into the sky where Goku and Vegeta were, joining the fight against Takagami. With the energy of the Z Warriors strengthening the connection between Goku and Vegeta, the real battle was about to begin. The fusion of powers of the Saiyans between father and son created an explosion of energy that enveloped Takagami. The fight intensified, but now, with hope and determination as their allies, Goku, Vegeta, Goten, and Trunks were ready to face the Dark God and free the universe from his evil domain. The burst of energy that enveloped Takagami reverberated throughout the universe. The fusion of the powers of Goku, Vegeta, and his sons created a symphony of forces, illuminating the sky with a brilliant radiance that defied the darkness Takagami had tried to impose. Takagami, enveloped in the luminescence of the combined energy, struggled to maintain his composure. The connection between his power and the source of his power, Yamcha, was weakening with every second, and his sinister laugh began to turn into growls of frustration.
We're making progress, Vegeta! Yes, but let's not let our guard down. It's not over.
As the Saiyans continued their coordinated offensive, Goten and Trunks and their Super Saiyan forms joined the battle. The pressure on Takagami intensified, as he now faced not only the two adult Saiyans, but also that of his sons. The coordination between them was impressive, and every move was backed by the combined strength of the Z Warriors.
Dad! Vegeta! We're here to help! Let's show this guy that the Saiyan family is unstoppable!
The trio of Saiyans, with their different levels of expertise and abilities, formed a united front against Takagami. The battle was getting more and more intense, with bursts of energy and flurries of attacks lighting up space like a celestial spectacle. Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin, and the others channeled their energies to strengthen the connection between the Saiyans and, at the same time, searched for weaknesses in Takagami's defense.
We must keep the pressure on and look for any opportunity to unbalance Takagami.
Dad! Vegeta! Goten! Trunks! We all trust you! Let's defeat this enemy together!
In space, the synergy between the Saiyans reached its peak. Goku and Vegeta, with the energy of their sons and the Z Warriors, fused their attacks in an amazing display of power. Takagami, despite his resistance, began to give ground.
This is not possible! I'm a god! I cannot be defeated!
The connection between his power and the external source was on the verge of collapse. The Saiyans, sensing Takagami's weakness, redoubled their efforts. Goten, Trunks, guided by Piccolo's strategy, attacked from unexpected angles, while Goku and Vegeta continued their frontal assault. Piccolo noticed a key opportunity.
Now, Gohan, it's your time!
Gohan, in his final form ready to take advantage of the opportunity, concentrated his energy and launched himself into the confrontation. With surprising speed, he joined the fight alongside Goku, Vegeta, Goten, and Trunks.
Let's finish this, Dad!
The symphony of energy between the Z Warriors and the Saiyans reached its climax. Takagami, beset on all sides, struggled to stand, and the skies erupted in an explosion of light and darkness as the heroes joined forces to confront the Dark God. The battle reached its climax, and every move decided the fate of the universe. The Z Warriors from Earth watched with eagerness and hope, knowing that victory was within reach, but also aware that the final fight was yet to come. With the Saiyans and the Z Warriors facing Takagami in a cosmic confrontation. However, amidst the chaos of battle, a small distraction allowed Takagami to strike back with furiosity. Goten and Trunks, focused on following Piccolo's strategy, attacked from different angles. However, in a moment of minimal distraction, Takagami seized the opportunity and launched a surprise counterattack. With quick and precise movements, the Dark God managed to evade Goten and Trunks' attacks, countering them with punches and energy blasts.
Ha ha ha! Your efforts are useless, children! I'm the all-consuming darkness!
Goten and Trunks, though agile and powerful, found themselves in a precarious situation. Takagami, with his speed and cunning, left the young Saiyans struggling to keep up.
We have to protect them!
Takagami's concentration of power is increasing. We need to regroup and find a strategy to counter his moves.
Meanwhile, in the sky, Goten and Trunks, despite the setbacks, continued to fight bravely. They tried to coordinate their attacks, but Takagami's speed and cunning proved to be a formidable challenge.
Trunks, we have to stay focused!
I know, but this guy's stronger than I imagined! In an unexpected twist, Takagami launched a blast of dark energy that hit Goten and Trunks, leaving them badly injured. Both Saiyans fell backwards with obvious signs of exhaustion and pain.
Goten! Trunks!
This damned dark god!
The adult Saiyans intensified their assault, determined to avenge their momentary fall of their sons. Takagami, however, taking advantage of the confusion and despair that gripped the Z warriors, rejoiced in his newly strengthened power.
This is how the heroes of the universe give up. They may fight, but in the end, darkness will always prevail.
The result was becoming even more tense. The Z warriors, though determined, were facing the reality that their fight was far from over. Goten and Trunks, wounded but not defeated, were struggling to recover and rejoin the battle.
We need a new approach. Takagami's strength increases with each passing moment.
We'll protect Goten and Trunks. We'll not let the darkness prevail.
The battle, now more critical than ever, was plunging into a desperate confrontation where the survival of the universe hung in the balance. Gohan, observing the critical situation of his brother Goten and Trunks, could not contain the fury that burned within him. A flash of anger crossed his eyes, and his energy rose to levels that would leave even the most experienced Saiyans dumbfounded. He lunged towards Takagami with shocking speed, ignoring any concern for his own safety.
With this price, you'll pay for hurting my family!
His speed and furiosity impressed everyone on the battlefield. Every blow he delivered carried with it a pent-up rage of a protective brother. Takagami, though initially surprised, adapted to the intensity of Gohan's attacks.
Do you think your anger can stop me?
I'm going to protect my family and the entire universe from your darkness!
The battle between Gohan and Takagami unleashed an energy storm in space. Goku and Vegeta watched in awe and fear as the conflict reached levels that defied comprehension. Despite their determination, they realized they were facing a power beyond anything they had faced before.
This kid, his power is amazing!
We can't let Gohan fight alone. We must support him.
As Gohan continued his relentless assault, Takagami showed a significant improvement in his defensive ability. Every blow was met with inhuman prowess. The battle reached a point where the universe itself seemed to be on the verge of collapse. The epic confrontation between Gohan and Takagami pushed the Saiyan warrior to the limit of his abilities. Despite Gohan's bravery and skill, the Dark God, with unmatched cunning and speed, found an opening in his defense. With a graceful twist, Takagami unleashed a ripping attack, a blast of dark energy that sliced through the air with a malevolent precision. Gohan, surprised by the speed and ferocity of the attack, barely had time to react. The energy wave hit Gohan full on, enveloping him in an explosion of light and darkness. The force of the impact threw Goku's eldest son backwards, causing him to stagger, desperately struggling to stay on his feet. The dark energy left its mark on Gohan's body, marking him with deep, tearing wounds.
Ah! This can't be so strong!
Takagami, with a sinister smile, hovered in the air, observing the result of his devastating attack. The black energy around him seemed to vibrate with satisfaction as Gohan tried to recover.
This is the power you praise so much? You're no match for me, Gohan.
Goku and Vegeta, witnessing the scene from a distance, gritted their teeth helplessly. The situation was becoming more critical with each passing moment. Goten and Trunks, still injured but recovering, were prepared to rejoin the fight.
Gohan! This damned! We can't let this continue!
Goten and Trunks, sensing the urgency of the situation, approached Gohan to help him. Despite his own injuries, determination shone in his eyes.
Brother, are you alright? Yes, but we need a new approach. We're not going to let this guy get away with this.
Meanwhile, Piccolo and the other Z warriors were also assessing the situation, looking for any opportunity to change the course of the battle. The pressure on them was mounting, and the need to find an effective strategy was becoming more apparent.
We have to work together. Gohan, can you keep fighting?
Gohan nodded, ignoring the pain coursing through his body. His determination had not dulled, on the contrary. Takagami's imminent threat stoked it. I can't give up, but we need a strategy. Something that could surprise him.
Surprise him, you say?
As the Z-Warriors immersed themselves in strategy to counter Takagami, a small distraction took over the battlefield. Goten and Trunks, aware of the need of a different approach, exchanged determined glances. Without saying a word, they assumed the familiar fusion dance stance. The other warriors, immersed in their tactics, barely noticed the sudden disappearance of Goten and Trunks as they performed the fusion. The energy around them condensed into a brilliant flash that revealed Gotenks, Super Saiyan, the powerful fusion of the two young Saiyans. Ready to give this guy a surprise! With impressive speed, Gotenks launched himself towards Takagami, who was momentarily startled by the new presence on the battlefield. Gotenks, with his characteristic air of self-sufficiency, began to unleash a series of swift and agile attacks, challenging the Dark God with renewed energy. Here I come! Takagami, however, far from being intimidated, smiled sinisterly. With a casual gesture, he deflected Gotenks' attacks as if toying with him.
Is that all you've got, you little fused insect?
Gotenks persisted, intensifying his attacks, trying to find an opening in Takagami's defense. However, the Dark God, with a graceful move, countered each blow with ease. Come on! It can't be! In the moment of distraction, Takagami took advantage of the situation. With impressive speed, he launched a blast of dark energy that enveloped Gotenks before he could react. The resulting explosion threw Gotenks backwards, knocking him to the ground unconscious and disfigured. Gotenks!
This is worse than we thought.
Takagami, now more confident of his superiority, hovered in the air, glaring at the defeated warriors. Goten and Trunks, still unconscious, lay on the ground as Takagami revealed in his moment of victory.
Ha 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 ha! Is this all you offer, Z-Warriors? Your desperation only increases my power.
With the outlook darkened by Gotenks' momentary defeat, attention turned to Gohan, who, badly wounded but driven by an inner strength, began to radiate intense energy. The pain in his body seemed to fuel his determination, and a wild golden glow enveloped as his ki reached never-before-seen levels. In the blink of an eye, Gohan transformed into Super Saiyan Phase 3, a form of awesome power that surprised even Takagami. Gohan's hair grew out of control, his muscles swelled, and his expression reflected a mixture of pain and fierce determination.
What is this? A new trick?
Gohan, with a wild roar, launched himself towards Takagami with shocking speed. The force of his blows and the intensity of his attacks shook the battlefield, creating a storm of energy around him. The conflict between light and darkness took on a new dimension as Gohan challenged the limits of his own power. You're going to pay for what you've done! The confrontation between Gohan in his Super Saiyan Phase 3 form and Takagami marked a drastic change in the intensity of the battle. The skies, previously serene, witness of the confrontation, darkened with the energy unleashed by both combatants. And each blow resounded like thunder in the vast and silent cosmic space, defying the tranquility of the stars watching from a distance. The explosions of energy briefly illuminated the darkness, creating a chaotic and majestic spectacle at the same time. The flashes of light and shadow intertwined in a frantic dance that reflected the ferocity of the combat. The shockwaves spread out in the distance, distorting space itself and recalling the magnitude of the power unleashed on that battlefield. Each movement was a ballet of strength and dexterity, with Gohan and Takagami challenging each other in a battle that transcended the physical, entering the realms of the mystical and the epic. Their cries of determination were lost amid the din of battle, but their spirits echoed in every exchange of blows, making it clear that this confrontation was not just for dominance or survival, but for the legacy of their lineages and the protection of their worlds. Gohan, his eyes shining with an indomitable determination, channeled all his power in every movement, leaving a trail of energy that shimmered with a force that defied the limits of the unimaginable. His taut muscles, his golden aura glowing with intensity, made him an unstoppable force that sought justice and protection for all those he loved and defended. You will not escape my justice, Takagami! My determination's like an unbreakable torrent that'll sweep away any darkness you try to sow. Every blow I throw carries with it the strength of all those I protect and defend. I'll not rest until the truth shines on every shadow you've woven with your deceptions. Get ready to face the justice I bring. Gohan roared with fiery fury, his voice echoing across the battlefield like an echo of the very protective will drive him. Every blow he threw carried with it the emotional burden of years of struggle and sacrifice, the determination of a hero willing to do anything for the well-being of his world and his loved ones. On the other hand, Takagami, with his characteristic agility and calculated cunning, dodged Gohan's attacks with fluid and precise movements. His cold and calculating gaze contrasted with the ferocity of the Saiyan, unveiling an enemy who did not underestimate the threat he faced.
Interesting. I see that the power of the Saiyan pride still burns deep in your being, Gohan, but let me tell you this. However intense it may be, will not be enough to defy the chains of your inevitable fate.
Between each exchange of blows and dodges, the battlefield turned into an epic scenario where two titans collided, not only with their bodies but with their convictions and purposes. The fate of both was intertwined in a deadly dance where determination, skill, and strength merged in a conflict that transcended the physical and went deep into their warriors' souls. The clash of energies was so intense that the Z warriors felt the pressure and overwhelming weight of the unfolding confrontation. The magnitude of the conflict resonated in every corner of the known universe, like an echo of power that transcended planetary barriers and penetrated the very heart of those who were fighting for survival and justice. The fluctuations in ki were palpable, even to those watching from a distance, like a symphony of opposing forces colliding in a chaotic but harmonious dance. Every member of the Z Warriors could feel the electricity in the air, the tension that preceded every strategic move and every heartbreaking blow. The earth trembled under the influence of the unleashed energy, as if the world itself was responding to the duel of titans being waged on its surface. The skies darkened even more, as if the universe itself was holding its breath at the magnificence and terror of that epic contest. In those moments of crisis, the Z Warriors' determination grew even stronger, fueled by the urgency to protect what they loved and to face any adversity with courage and conviction. It was a reminder that during chaos and destruction, the human spirit could shine with an unshakable light. Piccolo, with his strategic mind sharper as a razor, watched every move with meticulous attention. Every gesture, every spark of unleashed energy carried with it the promise of a decisive change during the battle. His intense and serene gaze concealed a precise calculation as he searched for the perfect opportunity to intervene in support of his disciple. Piccolo, with his gaze lost on the horizon as he pondered the situation deeply, added in a calm but determined voice,
Gohan is channeling an incredible power right now. If we manage to amplify their energy and coordinate a joint attack, we could tip the scales in our favor and find the opportunity we need to change the course of this battle.
His mind worked like a meticulous clock, evaluating possibilities and strategies during the chaos that was unleashed in front of him. Meanwhile, at the epicenter of the conflict, Gohan and Takagami continued their titanic duel, each determined to impose their will and determination on the other. Gohan's transformation into Super Saiyan Stage 3 not only gave him enormous strength, but also imposed a demanding tribute in terms of energy and physical endurance. Gohan, his breathing agitated by the effort and intensity of the moment, expressed with determination in his voice between short breaths, "His power! It's overwhelming! But I must stand firm! I can't fail!" Every word resonated with an unwavering commitment as he prepared to face the ordeal ahead of her, his aura glowing with a mixture of exhaustion and relentless resolve. His spirit stood like a burning flame during the storm, braving adversities with a determination that sprang from the core of his being. On the other hand, Takagami, with his arrogant smile and calculated movements, responded to every attack of Gohan with an inordinate confidence in his own dexterity and power. Takagami, with a voice imbued with superiority and a tone that denoted his absolute confidence in his words, defiantly replied,
Admiral, but naive. Your determination's remarkable, Gohan, but you must understand that no force in this universe can change your destiny.
His voice resonated with an assurance that seemed to defy all opposition, marking a gap between confidence in his power and Gohan's will. His self-assurance was impenetrable as the toughest steel, a psychological barrier that defied even the storms of energy roaring around him. The confrontation was coming to a head as the Z Warriors, with a mixture of worry and palpable hope in their hearts, prepared to intervene at the precise moment that could change the course of the battle. Vegeta, with his intense and analytical gaze, watched every flash of power unleashed by Gohan with a mixture of admiration and concern in his eyes. Vegeta, with his analytical and sharp mind, was muttering to himself in a barely audible tone due to the palpable tension in the air.
Gohan's unleashing an incredible power.
His words were a whisper, charged with respect and concern, acknowledging the magnitude of the power that Gohan was unleashing at that critical moment.
But he must maintain control if he wants to survive this,
he added with a seriousness that reflected his experience in past battles and his understanding of the dangers of losing control over so much unleashed energy. Goku, the legendary warrior who knows the limits and beyond, nodded solemnly at Vegeta's words. Goku, with a calmness that radiated experience and wisdom, recognized with respect in his voice, "We know what it's like to fight at the limit, but Gohan's showing exceptional courage that inspires us all." His words resonated with the depth of one who has faced countless challenges, understanding the nature of struggle and the sacrifice it entails. With admiration palpable in his tone, recognizing the courage and determination of his son during adversity, his voice, serene but full of respect, reflected the confidence in Gohan's potential to overcome any obstacle. Meanwhile, the energy flowing through Gohan was reaching its peak, manifesting itself in an impressive visual spectacle. Its golden aura radiated an intense light that illuminated the surrounding space, making even the distant stars seem to pale in comparison. Gohan, with a roar full of determination that echoed throughout the battlefield, exclaimed with fervor, addressed to his father and Vegeta, "Father! Vegeta! All of you! This power is to protect you all!" His voice carried with an emotional charge of his commitment to the protection of his loved ones, a promise that manifested itself in every flash of his glowing aura, and in every blow aimed at the darkness that threatened his world. His voice, echoing like an echo of hope amid the chaos of battle, his energy, instead of just being destructive, became a beacon of hope for his allies, instilling strength and determination in their hearts. The buildup of energy finally reached its peak when Gohan unleashed a combined attack so powerful that it seemed to tear the very fabric of space. The surprise on Takagami's face was palpable, reflecting the magnitude of the force unleashed by the young Saiyan.
Impossible! I can't believe the magnitude of your strength, Gohan! You've unweakened a power that defies all my expectations and strategies so far. But you haven't witnessed everything I can do yet. My abilities are not limited to what you've witnessed so far. And I still have cards to play in this game. Get ready to find out that I'm not as easy an opponent to defeat. The true essence of my power is about to be revealed, and I assure you that it'll surprise you. The battle's only just begun, young Saiyan.
The resulting explosion temporarily blinded everyone present, enveloping the battlefield in a dazzling light that eclipsed even the brightest stars in the firmament. As the luminescence slowly faded away, it revealed an impressive but also disturbing scene. Gohan, still in his Super Saiyan Stage 3 form, was still standing, his figure slender but visibly exhausted at the limit of his strength. "What? Was that enough?" He was panting between short breaths, his eyes reflecting a determination that defied the fatigue that overwhelmed him. But Takagami emerged from the rubble with a defiant smile on his face, was making it clear that the battle was far from over.
You're barely scratching the surface, Gohan. Your power is awesome, but you can't beat the darkness that is hanging over you. Your determination's commendable, but the real battle is beyond what you can imagine. My shadows are deeper, and my power is vaster than you think. Get ready to face the true essence of the dark power.
Gohan's energy was fluctuating, a clear sign that his transformation was reaching its limit. The Z warriors watched with anxiety and determination as the battle reached a critical point. Victory seemed elusive, but their fighting spirit remained unwavering in the darkness that threatened to devour them all.
No! I can't give up this power! It's to protect everyone! To my family! To the earth!
Each word came out between agitated breaths, but charged with an unwavering determination, revealing the deep sense of responsibility and love that drove their struggle. His voice, though weakened by the effort, resounded with a firmness that defined the adversities he faced.
Oh, what a pathetic nobility! Do you think you can fight my darkness with simple desires for protection? Your strength is impressive, but your naivety condemns you. Don't you understand that in this world, nobility and desires for protection are as fragile as glass in front of the tide? No matter how much power you possess, the darkness will always find a crack through which to infiltrate and corrupt everything you value. It's only a matter of time before you realize the futility of your efforts, Gohan.
Gohan, his aura flickering, braced himself for another assault, feeling every fiber of his being burning with determination. However, the accumulated fatigue and the marked wounds on his skin were beginning to take their toll, weighing like chains on his struggle. Every move was a battle against exhaustion and pain, a test of endurance that tested his courage and perseverance. The vision of Takagami, his implacable enemy, distorted slightly before his fatigued eyes, reflecting not only the tumult of the physical battle, but also the dark and twisted connection Takagami maintained with the source of power that fed him. This connection, like a cursed bond, gave Takagami a ruthless strength, but also dragged him into the maelstrom of corruption and out of control. During the fray, Gohan found himself facing not only a formidable opponent, but also the shadow of an evil influence that threatened to consume everything. Every blow thrown and blocked resonated with the intensity of an epic battle between light and darkness, between the determination of a hero and the seduction of a dark and forbidden power. Despite the adversities and uncertainty that surrounded him, Gohan clung to hope like the beacon in a storm, remembering the bonds of friendship and love that drove him to move forward. Every beat of his heart resonated with the will to protect what he valued most in the world, facing the challenge with courage and sacrifice, knowing that true strength lay in his indomitable spirit and in his determination to never give up in the face of the darkness that threatened his world and soul.
Gohan, don't wear yourself out too much. Stay focused and in control. Remember, that true strength lies not only in raw power, but in the ability to stay calm and think strategically amid chaos. Do not underestimate your opponent, and do not get carried away by blind rage. That determination must be backed by intelligence and control. Make every hit count, and don't get distracted from your goal.
His words, full of advice and warnings, sought to remind Gohan of the importance of the mind in battle, in addition to physical strength.
The Super Saiyan Phase 3 form consumes a lot of energy. Gohan needs to find a balance between his power and his stamina. He must learn to control the flow of his ki to maintain his strength without exhausting himself quickly. The key is efficiency. Every movement must be precisely calculated and executed to maximize the impact without wasting energy. It's a challenge to master this state, but if Gohan manages to find that harmony, his potential will be truly formidable.
His words, full of experience and knowledge, sought to guide Gohan towards a better understanding of how to use his power without compromising his endurance in battle. As Gohan and Takagami continued their confrontation, Goku's eyes, a symbol of hope for everyone, shone with determination during the intense strife. His strategic mind was working at full speed, analyzing every move of his son and enemies to find the perfect crack in Takagami's defense. Every glimmer in his gaze reflects years of training, epic battles, and an unwavering desire to protect those he loved. In the distance, Vegeta stood in a fighting position, his Saiyan pride burning like an unstoppable flame. His defiant aura and combat experience combined into a formidable force, ready to unleash his power at the precise moment. Piccolo, with his calculated serenity, was watching the battle with sharp eyes, ready to strategically intervene and balance the scales in favor of his comrades. Meanwhile, Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, were in the middle of the recovery process after the intense confrontation against Takagami. Despite their damage received, his determination did not waver. Both focused on channeling their ki with precision, taking advantage of every breath to restore their energies and strengthen their bodies. Goten, with his indomitable spirit and his face marked with determination, closed his eyes with concentration as he felt the flow of vital energy revitalize his fatigued muscles. "We have to be ready to return to the battle at any moment," he thought to himself, remembering the responsibility he shared with his friend Trunks to protect his family and his home. On the other hand, Trunks, with his mind focused and his ki shining with renewed intensity, was striving to reach an optimal state of recovery. "We can't afford to let our guard down," he reflected, aware of the challenges they still faced and the need to be prepared to face any adversity that stood in their way. Both young warriors knew that the battle was not over yet. With determination in their hearts and their ki channeling with precision, they were preparing for the next chapter in their fight for the protection of their world. "Gohan's giving his best. His strength and determination are impressive, but we need to find an opening to channel more energy towards him and empower his power to the fullest. We must all join forces and find a way to support him in this crucial battle. Our connection as a family and as a team is our greatest strength. Let's make every hit and every effort count to protect our home and those we love." His words, full of determination and hope, reflected his confidence in the team's ability to overcome any challenge when working together.
Your resistance is admirable, but useless. My power is absolute. No matter how much they fight, they won't be able to stop me. My strength is unshakable, and my determination relentless. There is no escape from my dominion. It's time for you to give up and accept your fate under my control.
Every word was loaded with arrogance and certainty as Takagami continued to unleash his dark power with ruthless ferocity. Gohan, with a superhuman effort, managed to deflect Takagami's attacks and counterattacked with a burst of brilliant energy. The collision of powers created a shockwave that shook the nearby atmosphere. "I will not allow you to destroy what I love! My bonds and my strength are greater than any darkness you could throw! I'm ready to face any challenge and overcome any obstacle to ensure a secure future for everyone! There will be no place for destruction in my world!"
Your emotions make you weak, Gohan. The real strength lies in the darkness. Your love and your bonds are chains that prevent you from reaching your true potential. Don't you see that the darkness offers unlimited and unrestricted power? Abandon your illusions of grandeur, young Saiyan. Face the truth that only darkness can bring you true strength and absolute dominion over the world.
Every word was imbued with an icy arrogance and a fanatical belief in the corrupting power of darkness. Takagami sought to sow doubts and weakness in Gohan's mind, challenging his conception of strength and courage. The struggle became more intense with each pressing moment. Gohan, despite showing obvious exhaustion with every short breath, remained firm and undetermined, refusing to back down from the challenge Takagami posed. His eyes reflected an unwavering determination as he faced the malevolent machinations of his enemy. However, Takagami's evil cunning was revealed in all its magnitude when he began to manipulate the environment around him with dark mastery. The dark creatures had summoned with his sinister magic were already at the edge of the surface, ready to emerge and join the battle with uncontrollable ferocity. The air was charged with an ominous presence as the shadows of those creatures danced unexpectedly, eager to join the conflict and show their destructive power. Faced with the imminent threat, the Z warriors did not hesitate to prepare to face these creatures that represented an unknown but tangible danger. Vegeta, with his characteristic defiant tone, exclaimed as he adjusted his combat posture, "I'll not allow those abominations to ruin our path to victory. It's time to show them the true power of a Saiyan." Piccolo, the group's calm strategist, quickly assessed the situation and proposed a plan of action.
We're facing a cunning enemy who uses manipulation as a weapon. We must act with coordination and precision. Gohan, you now take care of containing the creatures. Vegeta, Goku, keep the pressure on Takagami and don't let him breathe easy.
Goku, with a determined smile on his face, nodded energetically.
We have it, Piccolo! I'm confident that together we can overcome any challenge that comes our way! We're going to give our best!
Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, who were always looking to prove their bravery, exchanged a look of complacency before joining the plan.
Yes! Let's show these monsters what it means to be a real team!
Determination shone in the eyes of each Z warrior as they prepared for the upcoming showdown, their hearts resonating with the memory of Ten Shinhan and Chaos's courageous sacrifice. Those moments of heroism and camaraderie resonated like an echo in their souls, reminding them of the price they sometimes had to pay to protect the world they loved. Goku, with a silent bow to his fallen friends, took a moment to remember his valuable lessons of courage and determination.
Our friend showed us that even in the darkest moments, we can find the strength to face any challenge. His sacrifice will not be in vain as long as we keep fighting and keep the flame of hope alive in our hearts. Every blow we take, every obstacle we face is proof of our determination and our commitment to a better future. We'll not let his sacrifice be forgotten. Let's keep fighting with all our heart and spirit.
Vegeta, with an intense gaze fixed on the horizon, added solemnly,
Every battle teaches us something new. We must honor his memory by overcoming our limits, protecting this world, not only for ourselves, but for those who are no longer there.
Piccolo, the serene strategist, reflected on the importance of learning from each experience.
Every battle, every loss, strengthens us and teaches us to be better warriors. Let's move forward with determination and wisdom.
Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, full of energy and competitive spirit, exchanged a look of respect towards the heroes of the past.
We're going to make their bravery and sacrifice worthwhile! We'll fight with everything we have!
The memory of Ten Shinhan and Chaos became a flame that fanned the determination and fighting spirit of the Z warriors. With their hearts united in a common purpose, they prepared to face the next challenge with the strength of those who came before them, ready to write the next chapter in the history of defending the Earth against the forces of evil. The battle reached unprecedented levels of intensity, with every move unleashing a wave of energy that shook the battlefield. Gohan, with his indomitable spirit, led the charge against the emerging shadows, channeling his ki into powerful explosions that dispelled the creatures one after another. Every flash of light harbored the determination to protect their loved ones and their home from the darkness that threatened to consume them.
Mr. Piccolo! Behind you! Watch your back! The enemy's trying to surprise us with sneak attacks! We can't afford to let our guard down for 1 second in this battle! Our togetherness is our greatest strength, and together we'll overcome any challenge that comes our way! I trust in your strategic wisdom, Mr. Piccolo, but I'm also here to support you in every move! Let's move forward with determination and protect what we value with all our might!
Piccolo responded quickly, deflecting the attack with an energy shield.
Thank you, Gohan. Your quick alertness and attention to detail are crucial in this battle. Our coordination and communication are what will keep us one step ahead in the face of our enemies. Let's keep working together. Every move counts in this matchup.
By his side, Piccolo displayed his tactical ingenuity with mastery, drawing lines of defense and counterattack with pinpoint accuracy. His strategies were like chess moves on the battlefield, anticipating the enemy's moves and coordinating attacks to maximize the impact. Between them, an almost perfect synchronicity is woven, where Gohan's brute force found balance at Piccolo's strategic cunning.
Vegeta, get ready for our combined attack! We can't hold any back anymore! It's time to deploy all our power and show them what we're capable of! Together, we're unstoppable, Vegeta! Let's prove once again why we're the most powerful Z warriors in the universe! Let's go!
You don't need to tell me, Kakarot. I'm always ready for the combat. Our combined power will overcome any obstacle that stands in our way. Get ready to witness the true strength of the Saiyan race. Let's go!
Every clash of powers, every rumble of explosions resounded like a chant of resistance, bravery during chaos. The bounds of camaraderie and trust between the Z warriors were strengthened by adversity, reminding them that together they were more than the sum of their individual abilities. In this ballet of strength and strategy, where each movement had the weight of survival and the hope of a future in which light would prevail over shadows. Vegeta and Goku, in their eternal friendly rivalry forged in countless battles, coordinated their attacks with an almost telepathic synchronization. Like two warriors who share a unique and deep bond, their fiery determination was reflected in every move, every punch, and every burst of energy they threw at their formidable opponent, Takagami.
Goku, it's time to unite our powers to take down this guy once and for all. We'll not allow it to continue sowing chaos and destruction. Our combined strength will be their undoing. Take this, Takagami! This is the end that awaits you for challenging the Z Warriors.
I'm with you, Vegeta. There's no turning back now. Together, we'll put an end to this threat once and for all. Let's get him!
The latter, a formidable adversary in his own right, was forced to quickly divert his attention between dodging the quick and precise strikes of the Saiyans and dealing with the strategic cunning of Gohan and the tactical prowess of Piccolo.
Don't underestimate my powers, Saiyans. My abilities go beyond what you can imagine. Your determination's admirable, but it won't be enough to stop me. Get ready to know the true darkness that resides in this universe.
The frantic dance of attacks and defenses between the protagonists became a ballet of opposing forces, where speed and power merged into an unparalleled combat choreography. Each shock of energy unleashed explosions of ki that lit up the sky like shooting stars on a stormy night, painting the firmament with flashes of power and determination. The battlefield was transformed into an epic scenario where the fates of the combatants were intertwined in a cosmic drama of legendary proportions.
Gohan, now's your time to shine. Use this opportunity to show your true power and determination. We're all counting on you to turn the tide of this battle. Don't hold back. Give your best and make every hit count. The fate of everyone depends on your courage and strength in this crucial moment.
Come on, Dad! Mr. Piccolo! We won't stop until we beat you! Our determination's stronger than ever, and together, we're unstoppable! This is our moment to show that together, we can overcome any obstacle! Let's trust in our bonds, and fight with everything we have!
Meanwhile, Gohan's relentless determination and Piccolo's tactical wisdom added layers of complexity to the conflict, consistently challenging Takagami's strategies and moves. The intensity of the confrontation reached its peak, and with each hero and villain deploying their maximum potential in search of victory. Amid the chaos of battle, friendship and honor and inner strength shone as beacons of hope, in a universe fraught with unfathomable challenges and dangers. Goten and Trunks, following the meticulous plan laid out by Piccolo to the latter, demonstrated a perfect synchronization that bordered on the supernatural. As young Saiyan warriors, their connection was more than a simple strategic alliance. It was the manifestation of a deep and lasting friendship, forged in countless shared trainings and battles. Every movement, every gesture, flowed between them in an innate harmony that only the strongest bonds could sustain.
Goten, your task is to maintain the defensive perimeter. Don't let anything surprise us from behind. Trunks, look for any opportunity to counterattack. We need to take advantage of every gap in their defense to turn the tide in this battle.
Understood, Mr. Piccolo. I'll be attentive and make sure that nothing takes us by surprise.
Following Piccolo's instructions, Goten unleashed bursts of energy with the dexterity and speed typical of the Saiyan lineage.
Come on, Trunks. Let's keep the pressure on. Let's not give up and take every opportunity to move forward.
His attacks were precise and forceful, outlining a defensive perimeter around the group with an intensity that left his opponents breathless. Meanwhile, Trunks, a skilled wielder of the energy sword, executed precise and elegant cuts that perfectly complemented Goten's strategic defense.
Don't let any of them through, Goten. Keep our front safe while we look for weaknesses in their formation. Let's keep pushing.
Each movement drew lines of glowing energy in the air, creating a dynamic and effective wall of protection that neutralized any threat that dared to get too close to their companions. The combination of Goten and Trunks' skills not only demonstrated their individual mastery, but also their ability to work in a team in a fluid and coordinated way. Their actions were not only the result of practice and training, but also of a deep mutual understanding that allowed them to anticipate each other's movements with pinpoint accuracy. On the battlefield, the symbiosis was their greatest strength, making them an unstoppable force that courageously and determinedly defended those considered their family and home. The battle that was being fought was a whirlwind of energy and strategy, where every move had a deep meaning, and every decision impacted on the future of the contest. Goten and Trunks, the young Saiyan warriors, showed amazing coordination as they threw themselves into combat with a mixture of bravery and dexterity. His movements were like a martial dance, fluid and precise, designed to unbalance the dark creatures summoned by Takagami.
Trunks, to your right! Understood.
The voices of the young people echoed among the booms of explosions and the clash of powers. Each exchange of blows was a symphony of ki, a manifestation of the determination not to give ground in the face of the darkness that threatened to engulf them. Meanwhile, Gohan, with his indomitable spirit, deployed his ki in explosions of controlled energy, creating glowing spheres that exploded with force on impact against the shadows that rushed over them.
We can't give up! Our world depends on this! Every strike, every strategy, everything counts in this crucial battle! Let's keep fighting until the end!
His voice resonated with conviction, injecting courage into his companions. Piccolo, the calm but ruthless strategist, extended his arms with authority, generating defensive barriers that protected the group from surprise attacks. His eyes observed the battlefield with a calculated calm, evaluating every movement of the enemy to find the precise moment to counterattack.
Keep the pressure constant. We cannot allow them to make up ground. Every breakthrough we make is crucial to maintaining our advantage. Keep attacking relentlessly.
The sound of energy crashes and explosions was deafening, but during the chaos, the group's determination and unity shone like beacons of hope in the darkest night. Each of the Z warriors knew that they were not only fighting for their lives, but for the future of their home and the generations to come. Every attack, every block was another step towards victory or defeat, and they were not willing to give in to adversity. Amid the furious fray, every strategic move and every technique deployed by the Z warriors reflected years of training and experience, as well as a bond of trust and camaraderie that strengthened them in the most difficult moments. The coordination between them was a show of synchronization and dexterity, a chaotic but harmonious dance of attacks and defenses that kept at bay the dark forces that tried to dominate them. However, it was at a crucial moment, when hope seemed to be faltering in the face of Takagami's relentless persistence, that Goku and Vegeta, the legendary Saiyans whose power transcended known limits, demonstrated once again why they were revered as the most powerful warriors in the universe. With millimetric synchronization that only they could achieve after years of training in epic battles, they unleashed a devastating combined attack that shattered Takagami's defenses, leaving them exposed and vulnerable in the face of the final counterattack of the brave defenders of the Earth. The impact of their combined energy resounded on the battlefield like divine thunder, shaking reality itself with its overwhelming power. The energy blasts and shockwaves spread out like a gale, sweeping away any obstacles in their way and marking a decisive turn in the confrontation. The hearts of the Z warriors swelled with renewed hope as they witnessed the result of the bravery and determination embodied in Goku and Vegeta, who were not only allies but also rivals who raised each other to new heights of power and dexterity. This epic moment not only symbolized the brute strength of the legendary Saiyans, but also the depth of their connection as battle companions and friends. Her self-sacrifice and dedication to protecting her home and loved ones shone with an intensity that defied the shadows of despair. With Takagami vulnerable before them, Earth's heroes prepared for the final assault, determined to put an end to the dark threat looming over their world and restore the lost peace. As this crucial opportunity approached, Gohan and Piccolo, two warriors whose togetherness goes beyond simple camaraderie, combined their powers with synchronization and understanding that only the closest battle partners could achieve. With relentless determination and a strategic focus sharp as the edge of a sword, they faced the creatures summoned by Takagami, with a bravery that inspired everyone present on the battlefield.
Mr. Piccolo, keep the rear guard. I'm going to the front. It is crucial to maintain our formation and protect our backs as we move forward towards the main battle. I trust you to keep us safe from behind.
Understood, Gohan. Don't let your guard down. Our coordination is key for being victorious. Stay alert and move forward with determination. Together we'll overcome this challenge.
Gohan's energy, bright and powerful as the sun as it peaks, was intertwined with Piccolo's tactical cunning and dexterity, creating a symphony of power and skill that defied expectations. Each coordinated movement between them was a masterful combined dance, where offensive and defense intertwined in a lethal harmony. The creatures summoned by Takagami, who once posed a formidable threat, now found themselves at a disadvantage in the face of the unbreakable union of these two exceptional warriors. The battlefield lit up with flashes of brilliant energy as Gohan and Piccolo unleashed their full potential, overcoming every obstacle with steely determination and calculated strategies. The trust between them was palpable, a connection that transcended words and manifested itself in every punch and every block. With each enemy defeated, their path to Takagami cleared, bringing them closer and closer to the final victory they sought to protect their world and their loved ones.
Gohan, you need to buy time. I will prepare my best attack to defeat these creatures. I trust you can keep them busy while I get ready. Together, we can change the course of this battle.
Mr. Piccolo, I'll do my best to buy time. My goal is to keep these creatures at bay as long as possible so I can prepare their attack. Trust me, I won't let you down.
The moment of truth was approaching, and Gohan was advancing with a firm step, while Piccolo prepared his best attack to defeat these creatures summoned by Bahamut's disciple and put an end to the darkness that had threatened his home. His fiery determination was a beacon of hope for those who witnessed his courageous struggle, reminding them that strength lies in the unity and indomitable spirit of those who fight for justice and peace. The critical moment came when every move decided the fate of the battle. Gohan, in a last effort, took his final form. With his bright and determined aura, advanced to the front of the battle line, facing the dark creatures with a mixture of bravery and strategy, as he blocked the onslaughts of the shadows with his dazzling ki. The creatures, summoned by Takagami, were not easy rivals to beat, but Gohan in his ultimate form took a lot of confidence and began to face the creatures they are facing. Gohan knew that keeping the creatures at bay was crucial to allowing Piccolo to unleash his full power, while Gohan struggled to contain the shadows with his fast movements and powerful attacks. Piccolo concentrated his energy preparing for the most powerful technique. The tension on the battlefield was palpable, but there was no room for doubt. Confidence in their abilities and in their partner was the key to facing the darkness that threatened to consume them.
Gohan, keep it up. You're demonstrating exceptional courage and impressive mastery on the battlefield. Every movement of yours is a barrier that prevents the advancement of these creatures. It's crucial that you hold this firmness for a few more moments while I finalize the preparations for my final ultimate technique. I have full confidence in your abilities and determination. Remember that our teamwork is the key to overcoming any challenge. Keep the pressure on and don't let your guard down. Together we can turn the tide of this battle and protect our loved ones.
Understood, Mr. Piccolo. I'll not allow them to advance a single step further. You can trust me. I'm fully prepared to take on this responsibility and keep these creatures at bay. Together, we can overcome this and protect our loved ones. My determination's unwavering, and I'll not back down in the face of this challenge, because I know that every stroke I stop here is a step towards victory. Our teamwork and mutual trust will give us the strength to prevail in this battle. Let's show them what we're capable of and write our own destiny in this struggle.
The scene unfolds with increasing intensity as Gohan definitively plunges into the maelstrom of combat. His determination is reflected in every gesture, and every tense muscle, and in every flash of energy that emanates from his being. The creatures summoned by Takagami's nightmarish creatures with twisted shapes and burning eyes fiercely advance towards Gohan, seeking to overwhelm him with their numbers and their uncontrolled fury. Gohan, however, is not daunted. His ki shines around him like an aura of power, marking every movement with a clear purpose. When the first creature lunges with sharp claws, Gohan responds with a precise block, channeling his energy to stop the attack with a glowing barrier. The resulting impact makes the ground tremble under his feet, but Gohan remains steadfast, his eyes fixed on his opponent. Each subsequent blow is an exhibition of martial skill and ki control. Gohan moves with grace and speed, dodging the onslaughts of creatures with fluid movements, and countering with calculated blows. His fists and legs turn into bursts of energy, hitting the enemies with force and precision. Each impact causes bursts of energy that light up the battlefield, drawing bright arcs in the air and kicking up swirls of dust around them. The creatures do not retreat easily, their resistance is stubborn, and their thirst for destruction is insatiable. Gohan is forced to deploy more advanced techniques, combining his speed and strength with concentrated energy attacks. Ki waves cut through the air as Gohan releases bursts of controlled energy, seeking to weaken his opponents and open gaps in their defenses. Every block, every dodge, is a dance of anticipation and reaction. Gohan relies on his training and his intellect, reading the movements of the creatures, responding with precise movements. Your connection to your spiritual energy is evident in every movement, every pulse of energy emanating from your being. Meanwhile, Piccolo completes the charge of his definitive technique, his absolute concentration palpable in the air. The sound of his pent-up energy resonates on the battlefield, adding a layer of palpable tension to the charged atmosphere of battle. Gohan feels Piccolo's accumulated power as a beacon of hope and a call to redouble his efforts.
This is our chance, Gohan. Keep the pressure on them, and don't give them any respite. Every move of yours is crucial right now, as we are close to changing the course of this battle. I trust in your ability to keep them at bay, while we prepare our counterattack. Keep your determination, and keep going. Together, we can make it happen.
Gohan nods with determination as he prepares for the next attack. The combat dance between Gohan and the creatures reach its climax when Gohan, with a graceful twist, unleashes a series of energy blasts that cut through the enemy ranks. The creatures recoil momentarily, their twisted forms showing signs of weakness for the first time.
Goten! Trunks! I need you to be alert! Mr. Piccolo is preparing a powerful attack! Move quickly and maintain your defenses! Our coordination is crucial at this critical moment of the battle. We can't afford to make mistakes now. I'm confident in your ability to respond quickly and effectively. Stay focused and keep fighting with determination. Come on, we can still turn the tide of this battle in our favor.
The moment came when Gohan, with a precise movement, opened a breach in the creature's defenses, allowing Piccolo to unleash his devastating attack. With a resounding scream, Piccolo releases his ultimate technique, a beam of concentrated energy that cuts through the sky like a fiery comet.
Makankasapo!
The pure energy swirls frantically around the lightning, forming a spiral of controlled energy that seems to dance in the air with calculated ferocity. The extreme concentration of energy causes a burst that radiates a dazzling radiance, as if the sun itself were transcending on the battlefield. The energy beam, with its incomparable power, transverses the enemy ranks with pinpoint accuracy, neutralizing the creatures with an amazing efficiency that takes the breath away of those who witness its devastating impact. The initial explosion is only the prelude to the destruction that is unleashed. The torrent of concentrated energy envelops the creatures in a lethal embrace, eroding their forms with an overwhelming intensity. Each wave of energy emanating from the ray is like a chisel, carving out space itself, gradually disintegrating the creatures that meet its path with an inexorable inevitability. The show is both majestic and terrifying, with the energy displayed manifesting in vibrant colors that collide and intertwine in a chaotic dance. The controlled destruction leaves in its wake a trail of disintegration that seems to defy the very laws of physics, demonstrating the supreme power that resides in the hands of those who master the arts of combat and energy control. The battlefield gradually quieted down, the dark threat dissipating with each defeated creature. Gohan and Piccolo, breathing heavily, but with a satisfied smile, met in the center of the battlefield, knowing that their teamwork and determination had tipped the scales toward victory. Now, with the road to Takagami clear, they were preparing for the final assault, confident that their union would return their greatest strength. The battlefield gradually quieted down, the echo of controlled destruction echoing through the air as the enemy creatures vanquished before the combined might of Gohan and Piccolo. The glow of the dissipated energy hinted at the near victory, marked by the determination and teamwork of the brave warriors Z, Gohan, and Piccolo. Breathing heavily but with a smile of satisfaction on their faces, met in the center of the battlefield, exchanging looks of complicity that spoke of a bond forged in battle and camaraderie. Meanwhile, in another part of the battlefield, Goku and Vegeta were facing Takagami in an epic duel that defied the limits of known power. With their faces marked with determination and their eyes shining with a fierce intensity, the two legendary Saiyans demonstrated once again why they were considered the most powerful warriors in the universe. His movements were like a whirlwind of quick attacks and precise defenses, each strike resounding like thunder in the energy-charged air. "Vegeta, keep the pressure on! Let's finish this together!"
Of course, Kakarot. I'm not gonna let this guy beat us.
The intensity of their confrontation filled the battlefield, making the ground shake with every energy shock. Takagami, although powerful, was in a challenging position in the face of the unstoppable combination of Goku and Vegeta.
I'll not underestimate your power, Saiyans. I recognize their bravery, but their determination will not be enough to stop me. My strength is unshakable. My power is unstoppable. Get ready to face the real darkness.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.